Teach them. Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. And now,
broadcasting live.
We will broadcast
live. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
Hey, let's go.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, everyone. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class. Episode, I'm not too sure. But we are talking about the election results, plus my predictions, plus what these things might mean and them something else. Peeps, big up on yourself, you know. We're there.
Yeah, this is Nature. Ellis representing for Extra Class, saying we teach them. Little piece of my story. Piece of Extra Class story. Yeah. A piece of my life. A piece of my life. Hey, teach them, I give them the story. Hey, watch you now. Extra Class control country. Lock the place in the city. To deal with your music, I say. Did not have a place to stay, but I pray to Jah for a better day. Hey, teach them never stray. Extra Class is for the trying man and trying man, working for a better situation. Extra Class is for the trying man and trying man, working hard for a solution.
Yeah, peeps, big up on yourself. Microphone so nice in a ears though. What the ones I'm deal with? I know some people are still celebrating, some people are still down, some people are still sad, I suppose. Depends on where your political preference or choice lies. On the 22nd of August, I did a stream, a prediction stream, and I'll talk about that tonight. We'll also talk about the election results. Some surprises, some big winners, I guess some losers, and all of them something there. What it means for democracy, perhaps. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow night and them something there. But yeah, man, of them something there go on. You know what I mean? Jamaica land we love. Decision day was yesterday, the 3rd of September. Some people thought I would stream. I had no intentions of streaming last night. I was, just sitting down observing, comparing results to my predictions and so on. And then even if I had decided to stream, the stream perhaps would have failed because apparently my ISP, internet service provider, which is Digicel, would have experienced vandalism. Even Flow had experiences of vandalism as well. And then my backup internet, which is Starlink, for whatever reason, that was kind of slow compared to other times. So I don't know what was going on. Probably the traffic was great last night. So yeah, them something there. Calligraphy, how are you? Simon, big up yourself, Trivia and 5, Andrew Spence, Chungi, Manas, Omar Buchanan, all the people in the building, big up on yourself. So by now, the preliminary count, as it relates to the election results, are the Jamaica Labour Party getting 34 seats and the People's National Party 29. The official recount started today. So I suppose in a day or two, well, probably in a day, tomorrow sometime we'll have the official results. I guess those would be officials because last night was preliminary. I suppose there are a few seats that we may see magisterial recount. Two come to mind, St. Mary's South Eastern and Kingston Central. I suspect there will be magisterial recounts in those seats, but we'll watch and see. Yeah. What when I was Life of Moy, is this Ramoy? I think so. I think that is the name he used on social media. I think it's Ramoy. I'm not seeing I could be wrong. Maybe it's somebody else. But remember, big up yourself. Moonlight, Wagwan. It's good to see you. You know, I have been doing this YouTube thing from 2016. I understand how this works. If you share your views on a particular thing, people who have a different view will be upset. If you share the same views that they have, they will be happy with you. And so, and I understand anything politically, will cause people to be, offended or upset or what have you. It don't mean squat to me. You understand? Because one thing I don't do is come here to share my political choice or preference. You have many channels out there that started out doing other things and have become a mouthpiece for either the Jamaica Labour Party or the People's National Party. I have made conscious decisions not to express my personal political views and my personal political choice or preference. See? Because you guys did not subscribe to my channel for that, and may I keep it that way. However, I will discuss things affecting Jamaica, and as such, different parties may get commendations or get beaten. That is just the nature of things, and that will never change. You understand what I say? So I couldn't care less how you felt about my predictions. It was predictions that were done over the course of a week based on what I have observed, based on research that I have done, and based on the history and voting patterns in different constituencies. You understand? And stuff. So that was that. My prediction was 35-28, 35 seats in favor of the Jamaica Labour Party, 28 seats in favor of the People's National Party. For every constituency I went through, I gave my views as to why I thought it would be that way. I ended up getting a number of predictions wrong. I think 6 out of the 63 I got wrong. What happened though is that the ones that I got wrong, in the 6 that I got wrong, some kind of cancel out some. So I ended up with, so the count is 34-29. My predictions was 35-28. So one off for both sides. So the People's National Party got one more than I predicted. The Jamaica Labour Party got one less than I predicted. I suspect there will be a few magisterial recounts, so that is subject to change. See? And again, I would have run those predictions at least 3 times. And generally, if I come up with the same prediction twice for any constituency, I usually tend to stick with that because there would be some explanation and I would see more routes to victory for a particular candidate than others. I also stated last week that 2020 was a bit of a glitch. You understand? It was a bit of an electoral anomaly in the terms that, in general, elections in Jamaica tend to be closer than they were in 2020, except a few occasions. Like the 1980 election, I don't know what happened there, so. Plus elections like 2011, when there were so many things pushing a wind of change, and 2020. So those years stand out in my mind as to landslide victories for the parties that won. So my view is that there would have been a political reset come this election where a lot of the traditional PNP seats that were lost in 2020, the People's National Party would regain those seats because history says so. Because the People's National Party was more united than they were in 2020. Their base seemed to have been more energized this time around. Their campaign was getting traction. So based on my assessment and analysis, it was clear to me that a number of those seats, especially out west that they lost, they would have gotten them back. And as such, did, and as I told you last time, the People's National Party first needed to retain all 14 seats that they had. They did that. But in addition, they had to now get 18 additional seats. During my assessment, I did not see where they were going to get 18 seats from. Even after giving them the seats that I think are traditional PNP seats that they lost in 2020, plus even giving them St. Mary Western, which is Bobby Montague, I got that wrong, and St. James West Central, which is Marlene Malahoo Fort, I got that wrong as well. See? Because Bobby and Marlene win them seats. However, the People's National Party got Southeastern St. Mary, where Norman Dundee, incumbent of the JLP, lost. I had him winning there. Zane, what else? Rhoda Moy Crawford, I thought there were just too many forces conspiring against her in central Manchester, so I had her losing. She won. Zane, so some things happen where cancel out some things. So the long and short, I had 35 seats. It is not the exact 35 seats how many did have it, but it is 34-29 now with some the official count is not completed yet, so that is subject to change. You understand what I'm saying? When I did the prediction, there are a lot of people quarreling. Some people say, I need to learn to make correct predictions. A prediction is that. I don't know what is going to happen. It's just based on how I see the thing, I call it that way. And again, I also made those predictions from the 22nd of August. Because I was confident enough in my assessment and my research and the history that even after the debates, even after political rallies where different things were announced and manifestos, those things never affect, and people are flying from here, there, and everywhere to either support one party or those things never, because people vote in patterns. You understand? And that has always been the case. And as I told you before, I don't see that thing. So like in 2011, it was the Manat Phelps and Phillips situation with Dodos and the JLP. Andrew called the election early, say I want him mandate, and Portia give him a mandate, beat him badly. See? In 2020, the People's National Party were eating them one another alive. Disunity, dysfunction, a lot of things. You understand? And Andrew was very popular, and then the pandemic itself also influenced the voter turnout. But voter turnout is the next conversation for your next time. See, because total different stream that. So many things were happening in those elections to push mass change and swing. I did not see those things happening this time around. Why? Because whether you like it or not, the Jamaica Labour Party has achieved stuff. See, the government has performed in a number of regards. Irrespective of how you feel about them, those are the reality. And people see these things. You understand? So it wasn't, and Andrew Holness remains a very popular politician. And I even went as far as to say that a lot of people in Jamaica don't necessarily vote for their member of parliament, but for their party leaders. And I am on record on more than one occasion saying, no matter what you think about it, the polls continue to tell us that Andrew Holness remains a more popular politician or political figure than Mark Golding. You understand? I know that there has been some favorability thing, but on the ground, when the two men them out in the streets and you see the videos and you see the reaction, it is totally different. You understand? Andrew Holness remains a far more popular figure in Jamaica's politics than Mark Golding, and that was going to play a part. I'm telling you, but you don't listen. See, I said there's not enough wind of change. There's no major scandal on the ground now. Yeah, I know that there are discussions about the Prime Minister's statutory declaration and valid concerns. See, however, those that did not get enough traction or as much traction as the People's National Party thought they would or could. I didn't see that. You understand? Because I think that members of the Jamaica Labour Party are supporters made up their minds already. See, as it relates to that. You understand? So, and then me also hear say JLP only win when PNP people don't vote. But then, so we have had 3 consecutive terms now, 2016, 2020, and 2025. So why is the PNP not, people, them not come out, come vote? That don't make no sense to me. Because I mean, I hear say the PNP is now united and energized. The Jamaica Labour Party is united and energized as well. And what people have failed to acknowledge is that the Jamaica Labour Party base has probably grown. You understand? You know them said a PNP country, for the better or for the worse. Zin, as I was saying tonight, it's like it may still be PNP country, but the capital has changed. It's just a some I see the thing. So many people, I mean, I tell us, I say some predictions. 41 PNP, 22 JLP, 51 PNP, 62, all sort of something. All sort of. I mean, I said, then all them people are living in them echo chamber and now come out. So like, them just hear what them want and I saw it work. See? It became a situation where it was over crowd bigger than. The crowd didn't make no difference because when Andrew had his mass meeting in Half 3, people from Hall boat got there. See, when Mark had them mass meeting them Kingston and St. Andrew meeting at Crossroad, people from Portmore all about all sort of other parish. So the crowd thing really and truly is not a good indicator at no point in time. And Michael Marley did say 150,000 strong can't be wrong and he lose the election. You understand what I say? So when Andrew became leader of the Jamaica Labour Party in when Bruce resigned, that crowd at National Stadium was massive. You understand? And everybody was saying with a crowd like that, Andrew, poor show they kill him with lick, like he's our son. You understand? So there are so many different factors at play when it comes on to an election. Election is ultimately about who convince people, who are able to mobilize and move people to and from polling stations. It is ground game is significantly important. You understand? So me hear one, but at no point in time did I feel that my prediction was far-fetched or it changed. Because as I say, I was able to make that prediction from the 22nd of August and at no point in time nothing never changed. You understand? Me get a few other data points after that when me kind of look on a few constituencies and me I said then, maybe, but nah, that we say that way I work with. You understand? As me say, I got 6 predictions wrong. You understand? And with these things, as for the people that must need to learn to make accurate predictions, I have not yet developed that skill. So we get some wrong. So 6 of them I think wrong. As I had shared with you last week. So let's run through. So Hanover Western, the incumbent was Tamika Davis of the Jamaica Labour Party, and the PNP challenger was Heather Miller Bennett. Miss Bennett would have emerged victorious. So I can bring up the constituency there. See it here, she would have won the seat by over 1,000 votes. You understand? And as I had said also, there are Hanover seats and the Westmoreland seat. I thought that Garfield James would have won. But we soon come to that side because I got that wrong too. Seeing and thing, but that was the result there. So I get that right. So with the people when I cuss me, some man tell me some things all in the comment section. A man tell me say, yo, me can never come back from this. Because I mean, oral tracy say some people have got drinkers. I mean, I said, then who dead make oral tracy? They are oral, big up yourself. Oral, I'm a friend. Seeing, but who dead make oral become the sole authority and predicting elections around here. So, all right, sir, oral right and me wrong, and you right and me wrong. That is fine. You understand? So then tell me some things. But so me get that one right for all of the people that when I say, me don't know what I talk about. All right? So that one right. Una con? So, Hanover Eastern, I had the PNP representative Andrea Perkis winning the seat. So, Hanover I got right. Because we know them did go back to People's National Party. See? For the better or for the worse. So, that's a 2 from 2. Then now, St. James. Oh, let me see if we can... this is going to be so challenging to be switching between these two things because... You know where I go? Hanover Eastern. she won by over about 700 vote or 800 vote. I am a little bit surprised that Dave Hume Brown polled so well. Seeing that the wind of change out west was so great. So maybe something is there in the future for him there, I don't know. Or Miss Perkins will solidify her position there, her strength her position. I'm not sure. So, but we see what going on. So the PNP 2 from 2 out there. So, because remember I went from Hanover to Portland and St. Thomas to Westmoreland. So same direction me I go tonight. You understand? So nobody with the quarreling and ask what me I do. Then next, St. James Northwestern, that is Horace Chang. He retained the seat there. So we get that right again. You understand? There's a lot right we get. Yo, they will say, yo, that boy. A man I say, no matter what you want, tell me say you're labor right. Perhaps. See? And no matter what you tell me say you're biased. Simple because I call it thing all me see. So you can't please people around them. I don't know, I never try to do that. So I could run through them and sit. I don't have the time to go back map to map. So Horace Strong won his seat, so I get that right. Janice Allen versus Hero Clark retained the seat, I get that right. So the first wrong I got in the direction that I mapped the thing was I felt that Marlene Malahoo Fort was losing control of that constituency. I felt that she would have invested so much time in her ministerial responsibilities, especially treating with the Constitutional Reform Initiative, that she may not have been on the ground as much as her constituents would have liked, and they would have suffered. And Andre Orton would have contested the seat in 2020, and he remained there and apparently was gaining some traction based on what I was hearing. So I just instinctively felt that with Marley not being present, Andre being there, people being a complain, I thought that, Andre would have won the seat. But then I was looking at Marlene at one of the Sam Sharp Square rally. And I have never seen her like that. I mean, I said, oh, Marlene in a fighting mood. Her demeanor, her persona, how she spoke was just different. Like, I said, all right, she have a look of fight, but Andre may say I win a seat. So I got that wrong. She won her seat, to my surprise. I was speaking to somebody from the constituency today, and, the consensus apparently is that a lot of people there voted for the Prime Minister and not so much the Member of Parliament. So I guess she has gotten another opportunity. I don't know if she will find the balance needed between her. Well, we don't know if Andrew going to get a ministry anyways in the new cabinet. So that is left to be seen. But I was a little bit, surprised that she had that side to her. I've never seen it before. And I had her losing. She did not. So I got that wrong. You understand? So from the get-go there, so that kind of started work in favor of my prediction, because one seat I did have the JLP losing, them never lose. So the prediction did kind of have a little buffer from early. You understand? So now we moved on to St. James East Central with Rochelle Reed Knott versus Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. And Bartlett won the constituency. See? So we get that right. Next, we move to St. James Southern, where Nikisha Burchell versus Homer Davis. See, I predicted that Nikisha would have won the seat for a couple of reasons. One, I never really have no whole heap of data, anecdotal or otherwise, of what was happening on the ground in St. James Southern. However, I know that when Homer was mayor of Mobile, he was very much loved, but I don't know what was happening in Southern St. James. However, that seat was traditionally a PNP seat. Derek Kelly had that seat from I was a boy. You understand? For a long, long time. And I felt that it was one of those seats that kind of flipped in the glitch of 2020, that irrespective of what happened down there, Omar Davis are going to lose the seat. And I predicted correctly as Nikisha Burchell won the seat. You understand? Next, Wickham McNeil, Tova Hamilton, Trelawney Northern. So you realize I have an asterisk beside it. So the ones that I have asterisk beside, even though the prediction is X, if there's a asterisk beside it, it means that I think it could go the other way as well. So with Andre Horton, even though me did have him for the seat, I said the asterisk there to say Marlene could have also won the seat and she did. But Andre me saw them win the seat. So we get it wrong. But just a point of note, so I don't know what I go on. So Tova, me have it say she go win the seat, but me only surprised if Wickham win the seat. Because Dennis Meadows was on the ground before him say some foolishness and then Wickham come along the way. And then me did hear some things that come out of Trelawney Northern, so some people don't really like how Tova operate and not everybody is in support of her and them something there. And based on that, me I said then the seat then probably maybe a little bit dicey, but I still felt that based on some stuff that I have seen, she may have done some work down there that will carry her over the line. And the prediction held firm as Tova Hamilton retained her seat. So I get that right too. I'm going to learn for sure respect around here. I don't have no respect. You understand? And I mean, I understand how no respect because every political matter that has come up since I have had this channel, I have predicted right. Every election, every internal election, I have predicted all of those right. So I don't know what never mind. I'm your narrate. Two men name Dan Anderson and Carl Stone and them people. But it's okay. We don't feel no way. You understand? All right. And a serious note now. Paul Patmore versus Marisa Dalrymple Filbert. OC Mama D. If she's running in Trelawney Southern, she's going to win the seat. It historically has been a Jamaica Labour Party seat. And I never see anything at all that suggests that it would change. Plus, Patmore did not contest the by-election. And I think, as I said it before, I'll say it again. All three constituencies that had by-elections recently, the People's National Party chose not to contest. And I think that decision was a mistake. I've said it already about St. and Northeast. Zane, with Ryan Simpson and Matthew, it was a mistake. So even if they had lost those elections, it would have given their candidate a feel of the street, what them need for work pan. You understand? The people would have been at least familiar with them. See? And they may have feared better. Even if them lose them, would them probably poll better. You understand what I'm saying? So I said from them time that it was a mistake. And if I was advising the People's National Party, I would have advised those candidates to go and face the electorate in the by-election. But the People's National Party said them not contest no by-election. Local government them thing there. You understand? It was their choice to make, but I think it would have cost them. Perhaps they would have still, because the seats for the past long time, Northeast Centre has been a Jamaica Labour Party seat. So Trelawney has been Marisa's seat. And there was another by-election. Dwayne Smith, that a Nigel Farmer seat. And Derek Smith seat, a JLP seat. So even though those seats are traditional JLP seats, you never know. But them don't know because they've never contest the elections. As Mr. Chances are, historically, the history say that they would have lost, but you just never know. 4,000 people vote a St. and Northeast because the people, and I can tell you about Northeast St. and why? Because I spent my teenage years in Northeast St. Anne. 4,000 people vote. Who know what could happen if Ryan Simpson did contest the election? Seeing up with Dwayne Smith, I've looked a bit at people vote. You don't know. You don't know what happened, what happened, but them decide no. But all right. So, what shall I there? So Marisa, Mama D, as she's affectionately called, retained their seat. An easy prediction that. Not hard, not that. A seat that kind of gave me a bit of pause now was St. and Northwestern. Why? Because it has traditionally been a PNP seat. Seeing it was Burchell Whiteman and Dayton Campbell. I think there was a break in it at one point in time where JLP personnel won the seat, I think. Othniel Lawrence. I think Othniel Lawrence won that seat somewhere along the line. If memory serves, I could be wrong, but I think Othniel win that seat at one time. But it has been a PNP dominant seat. Dayton Campbell lost the seat in 2020 to Crystal Lee. Now, remember me say, my rationale was there would have been a reset. However, I did not think that this seat was going to be involved in the reset. Why? Because based on my observation, and someone said, teacher can't use local government election help you. What you mean? History, that a part of history, things happen and you use it as a guide. And how they performed in that constituency, the JLP performed in the constituency in local government election, it was suggesting to me that Crystal Lee was strengthening her position. You understand? So it wasn't any, there weren't any signs that the party's grip on the constituency was in any serious trouble. If anything, they were actually solidifying their position there. And I said, okay, all right. I think, and winning the Brownstone Division 2, I say, all right, I think Crystal Lee got hold on to the seat. I get that right. That's how we go about doing the thing. You understand? Yeah, that is the one that Ruel Reid was trying. Them say Ruel did give Othniel Lawrence some money for be the representative. But God not sleep. You understand what I say? Let me see you next time. All right. So, and you see me have one asterisk beside that too, because me I said the seat can go both ways, but me think Crystal Lee go win the seat. And my prediction held firm. Give teachers some ratings. Don't stay too bad. Next, St. Anne Southwestern, Danishka Williams versus Xavier Mean. And that is traditionally a JLP seat as well. From the Gallimore, them come way down. Is Father Keith, Father Wally, basically the owner, would have broken that domination for the People's National Party in one of them elections. See? And Xavier beat back for Father Wally and has held on and solidified. I remember me say it's a traditional JLP seat. I did not see, and Danishka not being from the constituency as well, gave me no indication that she had any path to victory. And I have also I have visited that constituency a number of times in recent months to do interviews, and I have observed things that have been happening there and so on. And based on those things, I don't see how Xavier would have lost the seat. And I predicted that he would have won the seat, and he did. I'd never really in that. Northeast St. Anne, as I said, that was the constituency that I spent my teenage years in. My formative years were spent in St. Mary Western, which is Montague's constituency. But my teenage years, before I went to Teachers College, were spent in Northeast St. Anne. I know the ground, I know the people there. See? However, Marsha Smith won the constituency after, Shiny passed, and she and the people, them never get along. None at all. Them not like see her, they don't want to hear about her, and they felt disrespected and such. And the by-election was called Matthew alone contest it because PNP said they not contest it. Matthew gets on a little bit of vote on them. Something there, I think it was a missed opportunity for the People's National Party. But Matthew would have had a few months now to kind of get rid of the baby giraffe legs them and start stand up a little bit stronger down there. And it showed in the polls because he polled over 9,000 votes down there. Just getting 4,000 in the by-election. See? So that seat was an easy prediction. Nothing hard never in that as well. If you're going on history and logics, nothing never hard for predicting of that. Matthew Samuda would have won the seat, so said, so done. See? Just Southeast St. Anne has been a PNP seat. Lisa Anna nearly lose it 2020. And she lost it narrowly election night and got about 33 votes win in the magisterial recount. I did not see a path to victory for Adrian Peart, and even so, Adrian Peart went down there late, if memory serves me correctly, because I am sure Adrian Peart was involved in another runoff for a different constituency for the JLP. So he would have gone down there so late. Then Kenneth Russell would have become the PNP caretaker for quite a few months, being a traditional PNP seat. Even when we look at the people them they done with Lisa Anna, he would have had enough time to get himself grounded and stable down there. There was no path to victory down there. So me did hear some people I say, look upon Southeast Centre, yeah, look upon Kenneth Russell for winning, because I don't understand how to see that any other way. See, now, my second wrong prediction, the constituency where me born in, and spent my early years in. And I was of the view that Bobby's hold on the seat was very weak, especially after losing Gayle division in the local government. Gayle normally vote green. I went to high school in Gayle St. Mary. I have seen it before. You understand? And one of the things I think people don't understand is them things, when you come on to politics, I just talk some things. When I don't talk about Bobby, I get a little political thing about me. See? I want to understand. So, and the thing is that even though Bobby would have won the seat a few times, he has lost that seat before. Because Julian Robinson, I say her name? Julian Silvera beat him in 2011. So him lose it already. So I'm like, he can't lose it again. And also, having been in that constituency a couple of times in recent months, so on the outskirts of the constituency, so Tower Isles and Stewart Town and them places that look nice on the outskirts. But the moment you start to go into Charlestown and Petersfield and Retreat and Content and Bamboo Walk and them places there, Richards Pen and them places there, you realize that now, Bobby, I don't think he has been doing enough for those people. I haven't been to Gayle in a long while, so I don't know how Gayle look. You understand? But the places that I haven't been to Labyrinth in a long while either, so I don't know how them ground they look right either, and Cascade and them places. But, based on me observing what has happened in that constituency over the years, see, like, I went to Petersfield a few months back, couple months back, and my vehicle is relatively high. It's a vehicle where it kind of make for kind of go through some little parts and place. And I struggled, you understand, to go up Petersfield Road. See him if you go up Charlestown, some part and some place, the road from Rainover to as far as up to Bamboo Walk, like need work, man. The bridge out of Retreat has people soon start, God forbid, it need to fix. You understand? That bridge was fixed when I was a boy going to primary school. Because it was a swinging bridge first, then that bridge is in a bad state. So all heap of little things need fit, Bobby need fit. And I have said, probably not here, but I think some constituencies, probably here, some constituencies geographically are just too big for one man to manage. You understand? And Western St. Mary might be that as well, because it's a huge place. You have some local constituency geographically, a town, St. Andrew and Portmore, St. Catherine and them place there, versus half of one parish. Hanover have only 2 constituency. Westmoreland have 3. Yeah, Trelawney have 2. North big old Trelawney, you know. You understand what I mean? I say some constituencies are just geographically too big. See? So, but that's another next story for your next time. So I predicted that Bobby would have lost his seat. Why? Because him lose it before. 2, because him lose Gayle in the local government election. And 3, I don't know that Bobby has done enough right across the constituency for all the years that he has been there. And those were my reasons why I predicted that St. Mary Western would have been lost to the People's National Party. I was wrong. Again, for the second time so far. See? So Bobby, I guess we can call him Robert Bobby 6 killer Montague, you know. Him pull it off. Him uncle more powerful than me think, cause him don't tell we say him have a Obia man uncle. In Uncle Obia is real. That me can say. You understand? So what Marlene Malahoo Fort did and Bobby did, Zane, was to give me my predictions a little bit of cushion. Because some things were going to happen down the road now, them two predictions when I get wrong, I give me a little bit of buffer for anything we go on the road. You know, see what I go on? Because remember, I don't say Bobby I go lose, and don't say Marlene I go lose. So them winning kind of shore up a thing, look a bit for me, going down the road. You understand what I say? All right. So back we continue. Now, this is what people don't understand about me as it relates to my little bit of knowledge on political matters. As a child growing up, I always had desires of entering representational politics. See? Because of that, I started at an early age paying attention to politics, political happenings, and trying to find historical things about the politics in Jamaica from an early age. So I started looking at the politics meaningfully, actively from them time. Secondly, during my course of study in Teachers College, I would have done politically focused courses, politics and change, among other things. See? So me not only understand the actual politicking of politics, but also the psychology of politics and a few other little things. Also, I am always researching and reading. See? So when I make political predictions, it's not just because of feelings and vibes. It's facts over feelings. You understand? And I am familiar intimately with some of these constituencies, more than you think, because I live quite a few places. You understand? I have lived in as I said, Bobby, a constituency that I'm born and grew up a little bit. Northeast Senton, Zine, when I got college, I went to Michael Teachers College. That one constituency that by itself around there, sir. Zine, I live at some part, live at some place, me teach at some part, teach at some place. I am intimately familiar with a number of constituencies, and I also research these things. You understand what I say? So you get lucky, JLP win because of vote buying. All right, my boss, I say a word, big up yourself. You need to get the money up to buy more vote next time then. So me can get it wrong. I don't know, but big up yourself. You understand? All right. So what we there now? Central St. Mary. I started hearing that even after my prediction, I start hear people say Central St. Mary may be the shocker come election night. Me I say Central St. Mary, when me see one woman say she prefer suffer under PNP, that is not going to happen. You understand what I say? Them I say, me I hear say PNP, well, PNP, the PNP has had that constituency for over probably 50, 52, 53 years. Maurice Guy being the latest MP, and me I say, them not have a lot of things around there, but them say them prefer one lady say, you know, but normal is a poll. So she, I am sure, is representing the sentiments of a number of people in Central St. Mary. Them say them prefer to suffer. If you tell me say you prefer to suffer under one party, then me not say I vote for the next party. So even though me hear the talk, you understand that Central St. Mary is in play. I never saw that. Me never seen a route to victory for Nathaniel Maraj at no point in time. You understand? Because one lady tell me, said she prefer, not tell me, she did tell some people, she prefer suffer under PNP out there. And them say when people talk, you must believe them. So I predicted that the PNP would have retained that seat. They did it easily. You understand what I say? All right, so the third seat that I got wrong was St. Mary Southeastern. Zine, I remember even in that stream, I said, then, I don't know Christopher. I never hear about Christopher before. I never see Christopher nowhere. I don't know of this Christopher. You understand? I know Norman done the beat Sugar Shane one time, and then he win a seat back one next time and them something there. I am assuming that he has been working out there. Apparently not, or him not doing enough work. But last night, him start mash up my bingo card because he was the first prediction that I got wrong would never benefit my prediction. Bobby and Marlene benefited because they won, so they give me some breathing space. Now, man, now, me have him for win and him decide for lose. So my bingo card start look one way. You understand? So Christopher Brown won the seat last night. I am sure that, because I think it was 11 or 12 votes, so I'm sure that will be subjected to a magisterial recount. So Christopher may well retain the seat, or Don may well get the victory when he get unofficial last night, or Don may retain. We need to see. You understand? But Don start bingo card look strange. I say, me never have that part of my card, so I got that wrong. But thankfully, Bobby and Marlene kind of did, give me one little breathing space. So I could go and talk, So, the man them was say me need to make a right prediction, learn to make a right prediction. On the right, because they want the wrong. That one, they treat the wrong. What we there now? We there, Portland, where the boat land. Daryl, me hear Daryl say Portland a vast land. And me never have no reason for disbelief Daryl. So me I say, all right, Daryl a go win his seat. See? That a Western Portland. He win his seat. So me get that right. Me I say, because I even spent a lot of time speaking about why I think Anne-Marie Vaz will retain Eastern Portland. See? And among my rationales were the fact that, yes, I know it has been historically a PNP seat. However, she won it in the by-election, beating Damian Crawford, no less, the most popular PNP politician. See? From a very popular PNP MP that had died. Him couldn't beat Anne. So me I say, if Damian can't beat Anne, then I said to beat Anne. Man, was I wrong? Plus, me I say, based on the things that I've seen and the people that I've spoken to, it would appear that they are satisfied with the work that Anne has been doing, and me I see some things. So based on them calculations there now, plus Darrell kind of have a strength up West Portland, so me I said that to them also kind of look a breeze, the breeze with them blow over there so too. But the breeze never did that blow yesterday, Rasta. And I sat Buchanan, to my surprise, I guess a lot of people weren't surprised. It seemed like, based on some things that I say, see, even under the prediction stream, where man did write one old book, me read it, and I say, a whole heap of things are going on, and right now it's going to be a battle, it's not going to be an easy thing. But even when I start lead by all 200 votes, me I say, them vote, they soon don't counter, and I go, shup. No, shup. You know what I say? So they say, and just do the fixed road and they want more than road. Me no know. It's I have seen a lot of things. Zine, between last night and today. I was surprised. That was the biggest surprise of the night for me. Zine, far bigger than Norman Dunn losing his seat. Like, because even though Bloomfield had the seat for such a long time, I thought that the 1 year where Anne did serve after she win the by-election, plus them 5 years, she would have, solidify herself in the seat and, made some progress. But I guess the people have spoken, and that is what democracy is. And I will see if the people of East Portland made the right choice, but they decided that they want a change, and Isaac Buchanan is that change, so we'll see how that goes. I am very surprised. I got that wrong. Like, whole heap wrong. How me feel getting that wrong, I feel like I told me get wrong. You understand? But the people spoke, and they spoke loudly, and it will be interesting if Anne remains the JLP candidate caretaker, or she just walk away from it. It will be interesting. You understand? And one of the next thing me I said to is that one of the challenges that the People's National Party has faced is that, so the same face election after election is always somebody new. You see me I say, so, me no know. The people that live at East Portland are better able to judge it than me. And then the flip side of that is that me talk to some and they're very comfortable and happy with Anne. Then me talk to some where them not. So I guess the nots voted more yesterday than the ones comfortable. I was surprised. I was shocked. Surprised isn't even at the word. I was shocked. And then me I said, then, you know, say, Bobby, I'm all in me getting them the wrong, come save me down here. So because I told that me then get wrong back very close. Norman done and I mean I said then teach. What you do youth? I know the people them are gonna say you're a fool. I mean I say, all right, we are going to watch a thing. You understand? That I was surprised. Even though it's a traditional PNP seat, I felt that Anne would have been there for 6 years now. She would have solidified her space, and I guess and that was a very teachable moment for me. You understand what I say? I learned a lot of lessons there. You see me? So I just saw a thing go. And it's democracy at work. That is the form of government that we have that I think is the best form of government. Some people will object to that, but it is what it is, and the people spoke, and the people have the power. Them want select who them want to represent them. I hope they get the representation that they want. Yeah? So we watch and see if I know Darrell said this is his last election. So we'll see all the dynamics change down by Portland side. You understand? So the PNP them kind of get back a traditional PNP seat down there, so. You understand? So Portland split again. Portland with the Portland. You understand? Surprise. The teacher surprise. If I tell you anything else, I would have been telling you a lie. You understand? So election night is a serious night in this country. You never know. Next, over there now. Rosemary Shaw. I'm telling you, say, Michelle Charles was going to lose out of St. Thomas. Why? So it's a traditional PNP seat. Zine? So, and I felt that it would flip in the reset for a couple of reasons. One, based on my observation, I don't know that Michelle Charles would have endeared herself enough to as many people in St. Thomas since she won the seat in 2020. Secondly, St. Thomas is finally getting some attention and some development, especially Morant Bay. And during the local government election, Morant Bay elected a People's National Party councillor. And then me I said then, if after a long time out in the wilderness and no light now shed pan St. Thomas, if Morant Bay still stick to a PNP councillor, then this not look good for Michelle. Zine, so couple with the facts here, Fenton Ferguson all seat. Then it kind of flip in the glitch of 2020. Plus, Morant Bay and St. Thomas, there's some development happening there. And the people them still decide, say, in a local government election, them are going to vote for the PNP council. Me answer, then this is not safe. So that for me wasn't, even though I have an asterisk, the more I talk about it now is the more I'm convinced that this was an easy decision. Even though I have an asterisk beside it, really and truly, I don't think Michelle was going to win that seat. You understand? But me have an asterisk so she might win it. Because they would have made some ground in Morant Bay division. The gap was closing, but them still vote for the People's National Party. I mean, I said then, them people here, them are PNP. Then to change again. And Fenton was there a long time. I saw me dry it up. And apparently they love Rosemary out there. So there's that. I don't think that was as hard to predict as probably me didn't make it out to be. So let me get that right. Rosemary Shaw for the PNP. Then Hubert Williams did say he going to send James Roberts into retirement. I guess GM said him not ready yet. James Roberts win. That was an easy prediction too. I mean James Roberts, Hubert is a councillor. I don't remember his division. But even though observing the elections on the years, I think James Robertson hold on that seat has not been as strong as it used to be in recent elections. I never see a part of victory for Williams. You understand? Easy prediction that if you ask me. No, there were two seats where after the stream and then me observe social media, people are saying then seat here I got close. And the two Juliets them in a problem. Me know say Juliet Wellness constituency the last Kintyre in the local government election, you know. I knew that. So I like some I never know that. However, I know say Juliet Cuthbert Flynn is not well loved by everybody in her constituency. But even so, and it's not just love, people are say she hasn't done enough up there either. But me I say, I wasn't hearing those very loud there often across the space. I mean I say then, why them as and then Joan Gardner Webley contesting Juliet, she go up the late too. I mean I said then I couldn't see it. Even last night me I look when Jonah lead Juliet, me I said nah man, make my prediction so near, so can me just not see even what people are saying. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I needed to have spoken to more people from those two constituencies, Mrs. Holness and Miss Cuthbert Flynn. But I never say either of them losing them seat. You see, I'm the asterisk beside them. Like, so me mean say, my prediction was, my confidence that them are going to win them seat. But apparently, based on social media, I've seen some stuff where Miss Flynn probably need to change her approach, her mannerism, and also be a little bit more approachable based on what some people have said, or she may be in trouble down the road. You understand? As it relates to Juliet now, we're not even sure what people are saying, because I never really see nobody say much. So that's why I was surprised when people are saying the two Juliet them in a problem. Me I said, in a problem with Andrew, because me not see out, and the predictions held. They won their seats comfortably in the long run. So I guess though that based on the chatter, people who are closer, are more intimate with those constituencies, probably saw things. The margin them. Say me can. Oh, me can find them here so that I have all things loaded up in us. St. Andrew West Rural. So Juliet polled, so Cuthbert Flynn, she polled 8,414 votes, and Joan Gardner Webley 7,234. So that basically 600, 700 votes. You understand? Maybe closer than I thought it would be in the context of it. Me probably need to spend some more time looking at that constituency going forward still. And West Rural, not a St. Andrew, West Central, a West Rural me want, man. St. Andrew. So much constituency there, St. Andrew. You hard to find them sometime, you know. St. Andrew East Rural. See it? So Juliet polled 9,364 votes versus Peter King 8,498. That's how much vote did GD get after all for true? Alright, I guess we need to start pay attention to. She won by over 900 votes. Plus the two independent candidates would have polled 97 votes between them. So there's that if you find that important. And them something there. Let me say, you see, the constituency are kind of just bungle up. You understand what I mean? I say, hard to find them. See, so Juliet here. Juliet, so that is Mrs. Holness. And thing. Interesting. I probably need to dive deep. I guess I will, going forward, into the actual vote counts and how each candidate polled. Because I guess looking at it now, it probably I say, you know, something. Because yeah, and this is Juliet. Zane. I mean, that's a comfortably enough win still, but probably closer than I thought. Yeah, I had these two ladies winning their seats still. So at no point in time was I concerned, even though when I hear the chatter, then I said, I want me there. I want I. Remember, also in my predictions, I told you that there are two ministers that I think are vulnerable in their seats. Favour Williams and Marlene Malawu Fort. Malawu Fort survived. Favour now, and the reason why I think Favour vulnerable is because that seat, Nobody has managed to win that seat by more than 500-600 votes in a long time. So it has the potential to swing. You understand? So there is strong support for both parties in the constituency. Patricia Duncan Sutherland is no political newbie. She has contested many elections, probably too many if you ask some person, but it is what it is for her. And she would have polled it very well in Eastern St. Andrew. Let me see if I can find the official. So Favour won the seat by less than 500 votes. Zane? Same. Bring it up over here so you can see it for yourself. I'm going to find a constituency there now, because sometimes you have to look on the map and just know a constituency there, because the St. Andrew Eastern. So see it there? And as me say, because me done shown already, so me have it say she vulnerable, you know. And see the numbers there for kind of reflect her vulnerability. Zane failing to secure the Papine division I guess Mona probably saved her, because a lot of her votes come from the Mona division in general. They would have, you know, the Papine local government thing with Venetians, whosoever else and sitting. So yeah, but 500 votes as Minister of Finance in your constituency, 500 votes don't know what votes still in the moonlight. You understand? So there is that. I felt she was vulnerable, and the result shows that there was some vulnerability there. Also, based on what me I get for understand is that Favour need to do more in her constituency. She need to be more present there based on some things that I see on social media. She need to be more active. So being Minister of Education for such a while and then Minister of Finance, those are super ministries, take a lot of time and a lot of responsibility. And a lot of these ministers, cabinet ministers, their constituency suffers. You understand? That is why I felt that Malahoo Fort was in trouble. And I felt that, so even though I have Favour, say she will win the seat, I know there was some vulnerability there. So while I made it kind of confident in her winning the seat, I still feel like she was a little bit, you know what I mean, in trouble. And maybe if it was somebody different from Duncan Sutherland, who knows? You understand? Duncan, I think this is the third or fourth election that Duncan Sutherland has lost though. I know she lost to, I think she lost to Roddy Spencer. And then to Pernell Charles Jr. She challenge Roddy Spencer. But she would have lost above 3 or 4 elections. So I don't know. And thing. So I could continue and move on. So me gonna get some right now. With their Stacey and Knight and Delroy Chuck. When I tell me that yes, Delroy Chuck in a problem, but in under pressure. Me never see nothing or hear nothing. I guess the uptown people, them not really too talky. Me don't know. But I was hearing a few whispers that Chuck probably need to get a bike and start right around in the constituency, because they might Chuck left him. But I guess they didn't. That is St. Andrew Northeastern. So he would have polled 5,294 votes to 3,700. So comfortable win. You understand? But the issue though is that 22,098 people were eligible to vote and only 9,000 vote. So is it that people were dissatisfied with what Chuck has done, but were of the view that them still probably need to vote for the party, or them just now vote because they don't want to vote for Stacey? I don't know. I don't live at them rich people place there yet. One of them time in the future, maybe. Yes, God's willing. You understand? Let me youth them look sleep and look down on the flat to like my youth them have father. You understand? So them said Delroy was in a local bind. Me never say that. I had Delroy within him seat comfortably. Julian Robinson, me hear some man did I say one of the surprise I gonna be frit on election night. Never happening. Julian was always going to win him seat. And he would have done so comfortably. You understand? So I be right where I get here, so. So Julian beat Kevin handsomely. Mark Golding, if Andrew go down up Southern St. Andrew go contest Mark Golding, Mark will beat him. Nobody can beat Mark Golding down in constituency. Only the people them, and them no plan for that. We need to have a conversation about Mark Golding as a member of parliament. But that's a next story for you next time. But it will come. You understand? It will go forward. Don't worry. But Mark can't lose a seat there. Andrew can't beat Mark down there. But Mark Goodas can beat Andrew in a film because politics is a funny little thing, you know. Because one thing Andrew are going to do is have a little push against his seat. Because I guess that seat was a PNP seat until when Andrew flip it, and he has held on to it. But Patrick Robert always a poll well against Andrew to down years. So me see people as Andrew not going to lose the seat, but there are pockets of strong PNP support in that constituency. Don't mark constituency, you know. I want way them vote. No matter what go on down there or not go on down there. From Omar Dave, I guess it was Anthony Spalding, then Omar Davis, and then sitting there. You understand? And then Mark never have to work for no constituency. He was handed it. Andrew did have to win for him. So him been a struggle from... Can you elaborate on the question about Golden? Which question that? I don't know which question. But me going to talk about Mark as an MP in the future. Because we need to have a conversation there, you know. We need to talk about all MPs when I perform. And Mark are one of them. You can't tell me nothing. I have been to that constituency. I've been through there. You understand? Nobody with the foolishness. All right. So make we continue. But them are one way them vote same way. You understand? So over there now. Mark win that. Carlton Allen just do it for the vibes and the democracy. Yeah. Dennis Gordon was always going to beat Vassal. Dennis Gordon, Peter Phillips see that. For the better or for the worse. I lived in that constituency too. For a couple of years well. After I left Teachers College. You understand? That's the next story for you next time too. But Dennis Gordon was going to win the seats for the PNP. Easy prediction that. That's not hard. Paul Buchanan did say I'm going to beat Andrew because I feel like say, a CFC, he did well enough. You understand? Generally in the same ballpark where the People's National Party representative normally do. You understand? What a constituency the name again? Because constituency the name I have to remember all the time, you know. West Central, St. Andrew. St. Andrew have too much constituency. And then so small. You understand? So he got 4,953 votes to Andrew 7,054. You understand? So basically it's a 3,000 margin that. You see it? And then not enough people vote. We need to have a conversation about Andrew wellness too. You understand? I now say Andrew now do things around the constituency, but I don't think he might do enough. And I mean, I know that being the Prime Minister for such a long time, but as a Prime Minister, you need to have your counsel them or a right-hand man with them on the ground and deal with the people them. So I know them build police station around there and them build a housing complex and them something there and them guard dance and dead yard and then sitting there. But say, it is showing that it need, because truth be told, if 32,000 people eligible for voting, you can, say, all right, say 5,000 of them, we are take 5,000 for whatever reason. Them disinterested, some of them have died and them name not come on for the voters list and them something there. So say 25,000 people eligible for vote. At least 20,000 people for voting at the Prime Minister constituency. So we need to have a conversation about, yeah, I know population is an important thing in Miguel, but why we have to look past, because some constituency just too small while some just too big, bro. You can't expect one person if you're governor. Yeah, sir, you ever got Trelawney yet? Like Northern Trelawney or Southern Trelawney? I've been there, sir. That's too much work for one man. and one woman or two women, sir. You understand me? I say, Hanover, splitting at two. Half of it smarty and smarty else. That rough, round one part, round this. Yeah, them something they rough, like Portland, splitting at two. That St. Thomas, one whole parish we are talking about it. So I understand the population, but there has to be some there should be some consideration about the actual geographical coverage of these constituency. It is just hard, bro. Just the physical size of these constituency would hurt my head. You understand what I'm saying? So, I don't know, but yeah. So we need to have a conversation about the two party leaders and them constituency, you know. But in the future. You understand? But I think Andrew do more film constituency than Mark do film constituency. If we're going to be real about it. Some people are going to vex now, but it's the truth. You understand? What were they now? So that the Prime Minister winning seat, I see a lot of things in terms of meme and them. So Andrew, every election is like that with Andrew, because there's a strong pocket of PNP supporters in that constituency, or pockets of PNP supporters in that constituency. You understand what I say? Yeah, man, I know Andrew seat was a PNP seat, but then him have it all along now. From the devil was a boy. It should be a model constituency. That is what I think. You understand? So you have a constituency for 3-4 election cycles. It should show, say, a one member, and then you would have been Prime Minister for quite a while in that as well. You can get resources to move around and them something there legally. You understand? And goodwill. Use it, man, and make the people them benefit. And don't even get me started about Portia Simpson constituency, you know, because there's a next story we need to talk about, you know. Because when Portia leave it, it wasn't in a good condition. And then Angela Brown-Burke get it. I don't know if she has done anything out there either. We need to have these conversations. We need to start all our political representatives accountable. We elect them to represent us. What kind of representation are they giving you? Why are we still voting for the same people them over and over and over and over? We need to talk about West Kingston too. Because Desmond, him down there drink and a dance and look here. But I know that I'm comfortable, but just a focus on the results tonight. But me and Uno one day in future. All Philip Palwell him, me don't know what kind of over man work out of East Kingston and Port Royal, you know. You understand? East Kingston and Port Royal should be model constituency too. You understand? Yeah, then Desmond Mackenzie responsible to follow me G, then me can't call every community name. That is West Kingston. Desmond Mackenzie, you know, listen, you know. You just hear what you want to hear. You must listen. See, a lot of these safe seats we need to have conversations about. Most of these safe seats are the constituencies when I get the representation where them need to get. Because no matter what happen, or no matter what happen, the people are going to vote the same way. But as me say, that me come about tonight. That is not what me come about tonight. But in the future, rest assured. What we there now? Christopher Henry and Delano Seabright. Delano Seabright replaced Carl Samuda. That seat was only going to vote one direction. Or the result was only going to go one way. You understand what I say? And Delano Seabright has a national profile. He has been Ed Bartlett's right-hand man for a long time. He was G2K, I think, president at one point in time. Or it was Andre Franklin. And him did something else. Something. But him have high profile for a long time. So it was an easy seat for win see Delano Seabright. Carl Samuda see that. Then Angela Brown-Burke. But in our future, we talk about Brown-Burke. You understand? She would have won that seat. Like, not even Mark can go in the seat there against Angela. She can't forget about that. Him can't forget about that. The Portia seat that. All right. So me get all of them there right. Cause them they're easy thing. You lock your eye and predict them the seat there. It's crazy. People no want no better for themselves. in all of them safe seat. There was a JLP safe seat or PNP safe seat. Crazy, yeah. Ethne Miller Simpson versus Dwayne Smith. Dwayne Smith is the son of Derek Smith, who was a former MP for a long time before Nigel Clark. So that's a JLP seat. That was always going to remain a JLP seat. There was not enough happening for so many shifts to happen. Zane, so easy prediction that. Not harder than that. Anthony Hilton, the CVU now vote for Hilton neither. And the rest of people don't vote for Hilton. You understand? Is Seaview Gardens and the other communities in that constituency, are they where they should be after so many years of representation from Anton? No need for people them don't need to decide that. For them, for no business that. But Anthony Hilton was going to win that easy. Not that for predict. PNP win that. So Philip Palwell can't lose the outness unless he want to lose. It look like. Now Donovan Williams and Steve McGregor. You see me asterisk beside it. See it there right there, sir. So me say Steve McGregor was going to win, but I would not be surprised if Donovan Williams retained the seat. Zane, I don't necessarily know how much Donovan Williams has done. I know them did have some zinc clearing projects and I see them break ground for build housing development and something. I normally see him put up something still. And I like some, but I don't know how much. See, but the reason why I thought that McGregor would have won the seat is because I ran into its old seat and it was involved in the glitch of 2020 and it flipped. And I felt that it was one of those seats. See, and then I was saying that even though Steve, I don't know what the Lawrence Rowe split in the constituency will do, if it will do anything. I know people at Almontown, I said they will never go back to PNP. And PNP, Almontown usually vote PNP and all of these things. But I still felt that based on the history of the seat, based on the fact that Steve McGregor did kind of have a national profile type of vibe, and then something there. And I don't know if Donovan Williams would have done enough to convince a large portion of the constituents down there. But for now, Steve McGregor is the MP elect until the magisterial recount, which I'm sure is going to come. See? So, but based on my predictions, McGregor, the PNP I had regaining that seat. See, for the reasons so I just explain to you. Joseph Witter versus Desmond McKenzie. As I said, we're going to have a conversation about Desmond too, because West Kingston is not the best Kingston. You understand what I'm saying? Currency and Morrison wasn't going to lose that seat. Currency has solidified herself there. I think Currency is an MP that people love or learn for love or get for love. So she would have won that comfortably, I think. I was a little bit surprised that Dwight Peku polled so well against Denise Daly. I was, like me, I said, good girl Denise, this one I know, so normally just beat up people around the party and just win election and then sitting there. This no look like Denise from of yesteryears. One night time, Pico did all tie up with her with some whole heap of box count and then some whole heap more box count and then I'm about to tie up and me and say, all right, Denise, destroy it. Because I use a prediction that Denise no lose her seat. You understand? That's sitting there no come off her screen, man. That's sitting there and fight me. Because right now, so I can't move back here, so. Because Pernell Charles, I black this with him shine head. I mean, I don't even know. But constituency there again, hold on there. Because let me look for it over here, so. That is St. Catherine, still I learn the name of like constituency them sometime enough. St. Catherine Eastern, I think. Yeah. She win the seat comfortably, but Pastor Reverend Dwight, him get 4,413 votes versus 6,758. All independent man get 75 votes. So I don't know if Denny's grip on that constituency is you know what I mean? But I look at the people vote still. Out of 34,746, only 11,000 people vote. Yeah, and I get Denise get out our people them. So there's that. But easy prediction that too. Denise wasn't going to lose that seat based on history. See? Natalie Nita Edley, same thing out of that Spanish town side there. She would not lose for her seat either. She won that easily in the scheme of things for the PNP. Raymond Price versus Alonda Terlang. Terlang wasn't going to lose a seat. You understand? Based on the fact that the local government election, they would have won most of the divisions in the constituency. I think only one them never have, I think. And I don't think that people decide really want Raymond Price as their member of parliament for reasons only them can tell you to. You understand what I say? So Terlang, and based on my experience, I have seen a lot of things that Terlang has undertaken, and I didn't at no point felt that he was going to lose a seat. You understand what I say? So there's that. So I could keep moving. So I be right them, you know, me deep and for trouble them there, but we are going to talk. Alfred Dawes, as I told you, he would have won that seat. Me have a look at asterisk beside it. I was seeing very few parts to victory for Robert Miller because, one, it's a traditional PNP seat. Colin Fagan held that seat for a long time. Zane, and then it kind of flipping at the 2020 glitch again. Has Big Rob done anything? Sure. Because that's a neighboring constituency to where me live. So, and I would have worked in that constituency for years as well. See? The issue with the PNP is that Alric Clark, he is the Edgewater councillor, and Dawes did up them, and them are people are born on the PNP constituency office, all sort of sitting and going. Zane, and also my understanding is that Finley Douglas, who is the Waterford councillor, based on what I was hearing, he wanted waiver lines to represent the constituency. So he wasn't a supporter of Alfred Dawes early out. But Dawes and Alric, some agreement, meeting, keep and all of them something there. Me not getting at people. Me hear things because me say these constituencies are in my general area. You understand? I live close to 3 constituencies. My constituency is close to where me live in my constituency, me live close to 2 other constituencies. So my sphere of observation is wide as it relates to that, and probably influence. But we get around to that one next time. We not trouble that right now. So the fact say Waterford was now behind Dawes, it would have made the path to victory for Robert Miller a lot more difficult, because Waterford is where a lot of the PNP votes would be coming from in Southeast St. Catherine. See? And then Dawes had a national profile. See? And I guess people down there like him too, and all of them something there. You understand what I say? So I didn't see how Big Rob would have found a path to victory. And then also me kind of hear some rumblings and grumblings about how Big Rob approached some things, and some things that he would have said publicly, and he may have alienated some people, and he wouldn't have done enough to really and truly get any support, meaningful support from places like Waterford. Zane. So I guess it was Bridgeport and probably Independent City, because I think the councillor for Westchester is a PNP councillor. So I guess his votes were coming primarily from Bridgeport and Independent City, probably a few in Waterford and a few over from Edgewater. So it was going to be difficult. You understand? It was doable, but I think that Miller would have made some mistakes. And then the PNP uniting around Dawes, because Finley then started supporting him, and a Finley run Waterford as them councillor. So where Finley say goes with the Waterford people them, Alric over Edgewater, all sort of things. So it was going to be very difficult. He polled well, better than I thought he would. And thing like I was a bit surprised that he held on for so long and so strong. I mean, Dawes win the seat comfortably eventually, you know. You understand? Dawes polled 7,754 votes. Robert Miller 7,187. So call that 600 votes, give or take. See, that was doable. If you ask me, if Miller had approached some things different. But it's the next story for your next time. As me tell us, we kind of observe some things and I listen. So next one now, Fitzjackson. Fitzjackson not have to do nothing for win. And him not have to do nothing for lose. Him not have to do nothing for win. And him so how more I say this? No matter what Fitzjackson do, him not lose. And no matter what him not do, him not lose. That a St. Catherine Southern. But saying that though, Dabney polled better than I thought he would. And as I say, I can speak to about these constituencies because I am generally in and around these 3 constituencies. You understand? So me understand what I go on for some of them growing. See? So Fitzjackson was always going to win the seat. To a lot of people's annoyance, Dabney got almost 6,000 votes. That is surprising. Fitz got 9,025 votes. Courtney Morrison, an independent, he got 131 votes. And no vote that for independent, you know. Because I see there only one vote Asta Black used to get and him vote for himself. You understand? So, is there inroads being made into Fitzjackson's constituency? Maybe not, because only 15,000 people voted and almost 44,000 could have voted. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah. But those were the Dawes Miller one, as me have an asterisk there, say Robert had a slim chance, but a lot of things would have to fall into place perfectly for him. See? But the fact that Waterford was united behind Dawes, the fact that they got Alric on their side, the Waterford division, the Edgewater division, the fact that they have Westchester as a PNP division, a whole heap of little things. You understand what I say? Yeah. But that seat they can't win if the right things are done by the right people. Why? I would have worked in that constituency for years as an educator. I would have thought thousands of youths across the constituencies in Portmore. The influence on Lily would like me can tell you. You understand? And I guess I tell me that would have impacted thousands of lives in a positive way across the side. You see me? So if me tell us the ground stay away, the ground stay away. You understand? Robert did some wrong things, him said some wrong things, him burned some bridges. You understand? And then the PNP get themselves together, organize themselves, they got united, and it was one candidate, and that was going to be difficult, but not impossible. Even though it was traditionally a PNP seat. That is a seat in the future, if enough work is done there by the right people, can be flipped. That is just my view, but we talk one next time about that. All right. So Fitzjackson win Feme seat. Andrew Wheatley was always going to win Feme seat. That's an easy prediction. When I need to go run. Babsy Grange was going to win our seat. Easy prediction. Everald Warmington was the MP elect that amassed the most votes for any individual MP. Over 10,000 people vote for him. But even saying that, Kurt Wall polled it very well. See, I think Kurt Wall would have won the Old Awaby division in the local government election, if memory serves me correctly. Dr. Kurt Wall, I think, is his correct title. So that is St. Catherine Southwestern. See? Warmington get 10,607 votes. Wall get 8,488, and that is impressive. at less than half of the constituency vote. But to poll almost 8,500 votes against Warmington, who a lot of people love to hate Warmington, but his people love him. A lot of people love to hate Warmington, but the people them at Old Harbour and Red Ground and Bullet Tree and Bartons love him. You understand what I say? However, it look like the people them at Old Harbour and Bay love Kurt Wall too. And just observing, Warmington had said he wasn't going to contest the seat. If Warmington never contest the seat, chances are the PNP might have won the seat based on what Kurt Wall did here. So going forward, I don't know how long Warmington going to stand for if him going to serve out the term. But him said this was going to be last election. So that is impressive. To poll almost 9,000 votes against Warmington, even though him poll over 10,000, 10,500, that is an interesting observation. If you are studying politics, that would jump out at you. Well, maybe me don't know. Probably I try to study. Me don't know. But I find that to be an impressive number of votes accumulated by Kurt Wall. Yeah? Interesting. Going forward. What were they now? Christopherton wasn't going to be no issue. You understand? Even though Loxley they're on the ground for a long time and people love Loxley up there, especially around the Connors and then side the Bellas Gate and then side the Chris Brownsall people, them and them people they love him and then sitting there too. So the rest of people them, nothing harder than that. Damian Crawford. So I had Damian winning the seat, but I also told you that based on how Amos performed in the last election, the fact that Amos come from Linstead, the fact that Damian, I feel that people probably are move away from, as me telling you, I think a lot of admirers that Damian had in past years are not necessarily admirers of Damian any longer. So whilst it being Robert Pickersgill seat that he held from The Devil Was a Boy, and then Hugh Graham won it for the PNP, then gave it up. Damon, I had him to win the seat, but as I said, based on what happened, is a magisterial recount determined the seat the last election. I said then, Amos remaining there, being just like the rationale with Andre Harton being in West Central, same way and so on. He may have had a shot, but I guess not. Because Damien, when you see it, one way, same way. That is St. Catherine Northwestern. Damien, no, St. Catherine Northwestern. Teacher, I can't read. Yeah. So Damien got 7,580 votes versus, so Damien, when you see it by little under 3,000 votes. That's all? Something like that. I'm not sure. I'm going to work it out for me. I'm slow. But, you understand? So, Damien is finally back in Gordon House, or heading to Gordon House. And as I'm on record saying, I feel that Damien will ultimately one day challenge for the leadership of the People's National Party. Will that challenge come now, seeing that? And I think Mark has outperformed his own expectation. I don't know that Mark, deep down, felt at any point in time that he would be securing 29 seats in a general election against. And that is just my personal view. I could be wrong. At times every man feel like they can't win. Sometimes you do some things because you do it, but I don't know. I think he would have surprised some people. Seeing, and I think also that based on the performance of the party in the local government elections recently and the general election, any leadership challenge may have been staved off for a while. Should ambitions start to get the better of people in the party, then we may see a challenge, but I don't think that the challenge will come right away. I see some people I say, well, then push out Porsche after she lose by only 1 seat. Then push out Phillips after I lose. So why would not try to push out Mark? That is for the delegates of the People's National Party to decide, or the people in the party to decide if they're going to put their support behind Mark going forward, or somebody's ambition will get the better them or them. Something there, it will be interesting. I think Damian Crawford will, at one point or another, challenge the leadership of the People's National Party. Is there anybody else in there who probably have I think Philip Palwell also has desires of leading the People's National Party. I don't know if Bunting will ever challenge his friend. I don't think so. But my guess is that if any challenge is coming, it will be from Damian Crawford or Philip Palwell. And those are just my observations. The challenge may not come, but if it should, it is going to be from one of them. The same Philip Palwell Moonlight. The same one where me and you know. Net serve and the whole youthful exuberance and then something there. Me not, you hear me tell you know. Alright? Can't say me never tell you no. See him? Alright. Again, I could be wrong. These are just my predictions. I have been paying attention to politics long enough to sense some things, you know, but it's all right. So I don't, as me say, Mark may not be challenged right now because of the party being buoyant, you know, even though they didn't win, they performed very well. Zane, and they may decide to continue with Mark. However, ambition is a powerful thing, you see? And you can't hold a man if him get ambitious. I don't know if Julian will, Teddy Lee, big up yourself. I don't know if Julian have it in him for really and truly be brave enough to contest, for challenge Mark or one. You understand what I mean? I said, that I've heard Julian name called before, but I don't know if Julian have the fight there in him where Paul well no business and Damian no business. You understand? I don't know that many people in the PNP would want Damian to be the lead. Dayton to be the leader of the party. Just me on the outside looking in. You understand? So, me don't know. I mean, that probably won't stop Dayton, but I don't know that. You know what? I'm going to let people business. Because that's what I'm to talk about. Be gone. Don't now make me talk about foolishness today. Continuing. Wave lines. I had something get this wrong. I had Dwight siblings, and in my stream, remember I saying that apart from the fact that Dwight siblings is the incumbent, me not sure what else me have. I decide to him go win the seat. But see, can me have an asterisk beside the name. But me I say him go win because him are the incumbent. But wave lines win the seat. So me get that wrong. You understand? That is another one that I got wrong. And thing. So wave, as me say, like me never have enough data. Me never get to talk to nobody from this constituency. Me not hear nothing come out of the constituency. Me not see nothing. Me just never sure. I was a bit in the dark, and me I say, all right, siblings are the incumbent. That is a word for word, like I'm saying on the stream. Siblings are the incumbent. Me not have no other reason outside. I don't know how he's performing down there. Me not hear no complaint. Me not hear no big up. Me not know. So me I say it could be close. Asterisk is there. Wavell could win it, but me I say siblings are gonna win it. But then Wavell win the seat. So I got that one wrong. See? Robert Nesta Morgan, this is Pernell Charles' old seat. Even though the JLP lost the Moko division in the local government elections, I was never seeing enough to say Morgan not going to see. Me have an asterisk there because, as I say, I don't think a lot of people appreciate everything about how Morgan operates, and he would have needed to do some introspection and reflection and readjustment, but I felt that he had enough to retain the seat. So said, so done. Delroy Williams, former Kingston mayor, replaced Mike Henry in Central Manchester. Mike Henry grung that. It was only going to be one way. You understand? The challenger polled relatively well, but you know what I think, that a traditional JLP seat, Mike Henry seat, you know something. Cian Barneswell, I think Cian Barneswell is the PNP councillor for the Hayes division. I think we never sure about that the last time, but yeah. And Pernell Charles. Pernell Charles is another person now who I think, based on conversations with actual voters from the constituency, is that he too has been missing from the ground, on the ground, and the representation that people need, they are not necessarily getting it. But people decided to vote for the party leader and not necessarily the member of parliament. See how that works? That's why I keep on telling you, say, Andrew being as popular as he is was always going to be an advantage for the Jamaica Labour Party and some of their MP aspirants. Because some people don't like the MP or them say them not perform, but they still want Andrew to remain Prime Minister. So they cast their vote through their MP for the Prime Minister, and ultimately the MP win the seat. But my information, speaking to a number of people from that constituency, is that Pernell Charles, like Marlene Malahoo Fort, needs to be present more often. So that is the information we me have. Even though I had that information, I did not see how Barneswell would manage to overall. So I have it as an asterisk because people them tell me that Pernell not do enough down there. So I have that in the back of my mind. But based on the fact that it was Roddy Spencer's seat for a while for the JLP, and Pernell Charles, he has a national profile. That helped enough. A lot of the MPs elect who have national profile, that helped them as well. Even though the national profile may cause them to be missing, because they probably have ministerial responsibility. That national MP have position and upon TV. That don't underestimate that little thing. People vote for some weird reasons. So I thought he would have won the seat. He did. But based on what I hear, him need to do some work down there. Lowton Cousins was never going to lose his seat. From what I've heard is that he's a very good member of parliament. The PNP's Lowton Cousins. He was one of the few who survived the glitch in 2020. You understand? Robert Chin was in South Manchester. Obviously never do enough. After left South Manchester, I guess I don't know how him feel. I think Robert Chin would have probably stood a better chance against Bunting than Lowton. Because Lowton Cousins, based on all accounts, has been performing and providing representation for his people and holding up his party's banner in the constituency. And Robert Chin will never do enough for South Manchester, gone down there. So that don't make no sense to me. But I teach them Jamaica Party, Jamaica Labour Party. You understand what I say? But if I was involved in that Robert Chin never go stay and face the music. You understand? Then now, the challenger who I felt was given a basket to carry water, and he brought the water along with the basket, and I know I'm managing, must use mud cover up some of all them, is Warren Newby versus Richard Azan. As me telling you, Azan go win the seat. For the simple reason being Azan win the seat already, him know if he win the seat. Plus, Azan come from Spalding, and Spalding is a major PNP voting bloc in the constituency. Plus, Philippe, and this is the most important part, Philippe Enriquez, the Jamaica Labour Party member of parliament, who get a foot in at the door in the last election, from all accounts, did absolutely nothing down there. And I'm speaking from data collected by speaking to people when we know come from Frankfield and them place there. Sanguinetti and Spalding and them place. So we have information. See? Enriquez did, and also I know people down there who would have voted for Enriquez, Zane, say, truth be told is that when Azana MP down there, him do things, Enriquez not do nothing. So it was always going to be an uphill task for Warren Newby. See, and then I don't know how it took so long to replace Enriquez down there as well. And let me bring up, let me see if I can find the voting data that are Clarendon. Oh, I said this, you know. Think Northwestern, right. So watch this story now. Azan, veteran, former MP, 6,989 vote. Warren Newby, we got basket for carry water. Where Enriquez never carry 6,490. So he lost that seat by less than 500 votes. Having gone there. You understand me? I say, plug you where I deal with, man, go on here, man. See? So, it is going to be interesting. And Michael Stern has represented that constituency for the JLP2. I think Stern won the seat in 2016, probably. Or it was 2007. It could be 2007. I don't remember. See? So, if Warren Newby remains as the caretaker candidate in that constituency and continue to build bridges and mend fences, because the people, Enriquez would have left a bad taste in the people's mouth. The people them give you an opportunity to provide representation, and I don't know who he represented based on my accounts. You understand? But Newby did very well down there, if you ask me, considering all the things that he was up against. You understand? So there is that as well. But it will be interesting watching that constituency go in subsequent elections if he remain there. So Valentin Wynne versus Audrey Marks. Miss Marks, former ambassador to the United States, she owned Paymaster. Ask me what I know. Long story. One day I share that story. Maybe, if I feel like. She would have replaced Audley Shaw. She won the seat. Valentin Wynne has been challenging Audley in that seat for a while. But Audrey, I guess, Audley good name probably brought Audrey through. So she won that seat. I think that was an easy prediction. So me never have no thoughts. Another seat when me get wrong. Oh, me not put wrong here, so. Well on the people. Yeah, man, this wrong to teacher. Because Central Manchester, I predicted that Donovan Mitchell was going to win the seat. Sir, you owe so much information in your head. As good as the size of my head, Miss Bentley, I don't know still, you understand? But you have people who are way better than me at this. Them can give year and date and division and voting numbers and who win when I am still learning. So, you know what I think? There are hundreds of Jamaicans who are much better than me at this. Trust me. But we just learn anything. You understand what I'm saying? So what you know? I had Rhodamoy Crawford losing Central Manchester. And not losing Central Manchester because she hasn't performed. But losing Central Manchester because of history and because of ground politics. Let me explain. So Peter Bunting was the MP down there for a long while, having taken it over from John Jr., I think. John Jr. was the PNP MP for a while, then Bunting. So they had it for a while. Rhoda beat Bunting in 2020. See? And even though I said 2020 was a glitch, I don't think Central Manchester was a glitch. Let me tell you why. Because I remember Danville Walker running in Pantoft, Bunting 1 year. And I felt that if Danville had stayed there after that election, he probably would have made up far more ground than Bunting over the years. So that's a one. Rhoda, based on what I've heard and seen, would have been working or trying to do some work down there. Was it enough? I was not sure. However, one of the things that kind of stood out to me was the fact that the Jamaica Labour Party did not win a division in Central Manchester in the local government election. that was alarming to me, saying, whoa, to have the sitting MP and no division you can't secure was a shocker to me. Zin, if anything, it told me to sit up and pay attention. Plus, Skengdan was on the ground in central Manchester with Donovan Mitchell. And if you know politics and know Skengdan and Skeng's influence, Skeng being on the ground supporting a candidate means a lot. So there were a number of things that were conspiring against Rhoda, and I felt that whilst evidence is there that she has performed, there were too many things against her. Remember that Donovan Mitchell in his speech, as when he became mayor, thanks Skengdan for him support, and I don't even know a secret. The pictures and videos are there with Skengdan on the road with Donovan Mitchell. And Skeng's influence in Manchester is massive. Central Manchester anyway. So all of them things there, the fact says that PNPC traditionally or in modern times, the fact that the JLP did not win any of, I think 4 divisions are in that constituency, 2. The fact that Skengdan was on the ground, 3. I say I can't see a path to victory for Rhoda. But every time I hear Rhoda speak, I get more. I say then Rhoda and I remember say the JLP now win a division and it's a constituency. Rhoda and I remember say Skeng up on the ground. Then Rhoda says she can win. Me have Rhoda loses it. So that I got totally wrong. I mean I'll put in a red to like the rest of them. Because we don't hide when we get things right. It's either we get it right or we get it wrong and not none of that. You understand what I say? I don't know. Phil. Red. Boom. Lock off shot. Right, so we get that wrong too. You understand? I did not see Rhoda winning the seat. And as I said, it wasn't for lack of performance, but because of all the other things I just explained to you. You see me? So Rhoda also now kind of give me back a little cushion after Norman done lose and Anne-Marie lose. To kind of keep up my prediction numbers on a little level. Not the exact seats I predict, because me tell you say I got a few wrong. But then Bobby and Marley and now Rhoda, you understand, kind of cover for Norman done and who else did lose when I say I go in. I remember. Zin? But yeah, I was, as surprised as I was that Anne lost her seat, I was probably as surprised as Rhoda. Cause I just never see Rhoda overcoming those challenges. You understand what I say? Teaching the business community and church people them help her out. Well, she must have been doing something good then. You see me? And credit to her. She never stopped believing. I never heard her in an... Because you know you get a vibe. A man probably a say I'm going to win, but I'm not really certain. She was always 100% sure. And then I think she has a lot of admirers for the work that she has been doing. I also have had conversations with people from the constituency. They were telling me, boy, teach. I'm not sure, you know, because she working, you know, but then I said, boy, oh, me see this, you want to look away, you know, cause, but she won the seat. So I got that wrong, like I never see that a turnout. So you understand what I say? I had her losing the seat. Zane, but it I guess it shows how much I know. We still learn. We are gonna make mistakes. We can't make the right predictions all the time. Somebody said we need to learn to predict things properly. So Rhoda surprised me. Peter Bunting, Robert Chin run left seat there. Leave Ian Ives tonight. Bunting win the seat easy. You understand? I'm going to have a conversation too about the MP elects who lost seats in the last election, but win seat this election. There's a conversation that we need to have to. At some point, yeah, sorry, peeps. I'm kind of a little bit congested. I don't know why. Could as old age, but you know when something go. You see? So which are we there now? Michael Phillips, I had an asterisk. So I have an asterisk beside Peter Bunting, but maybe, I don't know, like, I know Bunting didn't want to see it, but then I say, boy, I don't even know because I think people move away from Bunting too. Like I think people move away from Wickham and I move away from some other people. So me get that wrong. Me get that right. Zeluka who had some experience. She would have been challenging Mike Henry for a while in Central Clarendon. She went up against Delroy Slowly. Delroy Slowly did better than I thought he would as well. I thought that Jess would have won the seat far more comfortable than she did. So Delroy stood up, I guess, but this is a traditional PNP seat. Historically, Delroy won it. My understanding is that he didn't do enough to really and truly convince people, and Santa Cruz alone wouldn't be able to save him. But it was closer in the long run than I thought it would have been. I thought Jess would have won the seat more convincingly. Norman Scott and Franklin Witter. Witter was always going to win the seat. Norman Scott, Spanish Town mayor. If you know Spanish Town, then you know, say, it's the next story for you next time. Because I don't want this to get too political. I just want, but me get to them things in the future. Because you have some things that rub me wrong way. That seat is a bellwether seat. As in, that seat normally goes with the ruling, the party that forms government. So Franklin Witter winning the seat, as I say, North, Southeastern St. Elizabeth and Southwestern St. Elizabeth are bellwether seats, along with St. Mary Western to a level, I guess. I don't know. But I predicted that Franklin Witter would, and there was some controversy with Norman Scott. Say he must say box one girl and broke up her glass. Him say, I'm uncatcher and them something. I not seen a video yet, strangely. I've been waiting to see a video situation, but I don't know. So we watch. I think a report was filed against him, so I don't know if charges will be laid and thing. But Franklin Witter win a seat. So that was one of the seats. These two seats, Southwest and Southeast St. Elizabeth, normally indicate where the election is going. If who win that seat from 1989 has always been a part of the government. Those two seats are never normally in the opposition column. Who win them seat there, win the election. Teach them, me still see the green for you. Me still see the green for your figure. So Norman won him seat and Floyd Green won his seat. A lot of people were predicting that Floyd was in a lot of trouble. He ended up winning the seat comfortably enough. I remember the margin, so let me check it. Southeastern. Southwestern Floyd, you know. Yeah, so Floyd won by almost 1,500 votes, give or take, I think. Or not. 9,705 versus 8,460 something. In that region there, I guess. You understand? So Miranda did well, but this seat is a seat where there are strong PNP support and strong JLP support. Who win this seat normally for them party win the election, just like Franklin with a seat. You understand? We call those bellwether seats. You see? I didn't see Slowly losing. Now, man, Slowly they gonna lose, man. Remember, say if you look on the local government election and they just Santa Cruz alone, they manage to win in that and it being traditionally a PNP seat as well, and all of them little things there. I had him losing. See? Because speaking to people from the constituency would have given me the insights that I wanted, what is happening on the ground. Because and that's one of the next thing with the prediction. I try for speak to people who live in the actual constituency. You understand? So there's that. Oh, I miss out Clarendon Central. So I'm reaching us already. Clarendon Central, Delroy Williams won that seat. He replaced. Oh, I'm talking about Mike Henry already. Yeah. Oh. So I'm not talking about why I think I miss out. So I miss out nothing then. So Floyd Green retained his seat. Franklin Witter retained their seat. Those are seats that normally indicate where the election is going. So if you pay attention, if you have been paying attention to Jamaica's election, those two seats are normally in the column of the party that wins the election. You understand? Yes. Next, St. Elizabeth Northwestern, Andrew Morris, he replaced J.C. Hutchinson. I hope Andrew Morris is able to provide better representation for them people than J.C. Hutchinson did too. We need to have some conversation about some of them people. So I think he's a principal or a former principal. I know he's an educator. I don't know much else about him. So, but I hope him give the people them the representation where them elect him. Forget them. You understand? And the whole heap look up Anki Panky in the Guan, like JC name the call and some things within family them and some conflict of interest. Yo, no do the right thing. Central Eastern Westmoreland, that a PJ All seat, Dayton Campbell versus Daniel Lawrence, who won it in 2020. As I tell you, I thought all the seats out west were going back to the PNP except Westmoreland Western. I got that wrong. But it is what it is. So Dayton won the seat. I say I'll PJ the video I asked support for Dayton. Apparently Luther Buchanan, who lost the seat in 2020, didn't want Dayton down there. He lost the seat by 11 votes. Dayton would have lost by 2,000 votes in Northwest Centan, but he ended up down there. I guess it's a safe seat. It worked out that way. Dayton is going back to Gordon House. George Wright, Dwayne Vaz, like, I have an asterisk there because I don't know if people love George or hate George or if George do enough. And it being a PNP seat, I said Dwayne I go win it, but then people might like George, you know, I don't know, but the Dwayne Vaz, I did pick for winning seat and I get it right. Now, Ian Hales and Garfield James. But telling you why I think Garfield James are going to seat. Because he's a councillor that switch side and then win the seat after switching sides. I think that's impressive. Also, I think he is the principal of I think a Peter Seal High. One of them schools down there. So he would have probably taught or have good influence on a lot of youngsters in the constituency as well. So I felt those things, and then I think people done with Ian Hales, but I guess I'm wrong, are moving away from Ian Hales as well. So I felt that those factors were suggesting to me that Garfield James had a chance to win the seat. Turned out nothing of the sorts. Westmoreland Western. He won the seat by almost 2,000 votes. 7,992 versus 6,024. So it wasn't even close really in the long run. But I don't know. I just felt that Garfield James had a chance for the reasons let me tell you, but I was wrong. So those were the seats that I got wrong. Yeah? But the prediction was 35-28 overall, as I'm telling you. See my prediction table here. Wait there. See there? Seats, 35 JLP, 28 PNP. You understand? Marginal seats, Clarendon Northwestern. Clarendon Northwestern and Sibley's Clarendon North. No, hold on. Clarendon Northwestern. No. As on that? Yeah. Somebody think that marginal. Clarendon Northern. Let me see why I think that did marginal as well. Waiver lines, yeah, because I say me never sure off a car. Me just say Sibley's because me never have no data. Me never get to talk to nobody from down here, so. See, St. Catherine Northeastern. That was, I think, St. Catherine Northeastern. I can't dare me and see that. Oh, currency? Why am I thinking that marginal? She winning by over about almost 1,000 votes. Oh, well, me don't know why. Me don't know. St. Andrew East Rural and West Rural. So I have them as marginal seats here, you know. But me just never see no reason why the two Juliets were going to lose. So even though me have them marginal, I don't think I was concerned that me see anything for say them I go lose. See, the Bellwether seats, see them here? St. Elizabeth Southeastern, St. Elizabeth Southwestern. And as me note, the party who win these seats normally form the government since 1989. We sit down and we do the research on the things piece. We don't just get up and talk. You understand? Again, I say the PNP needs to win 18 additional seats and retain the 14 that they have. Me telling you that. And the JLP cannot afford to lose more than 17 seats. Vulnerable MPs, Favour Williams and Marlene, not MPs, ministers of cabinet ministers, Malahoo Fort and Favour. Malahoo Fort surprised me. And Favour, the numbers are there to show. So that was it. That was my predictions, 35-28. Zine, as I said, I gave the People's National Party all the traditional seats that they lost in 2020 and gave them 2 more seats, and them still couldn't find no more path to victories for the People's National Party. People took offense to that. Why? Me no know. I'm telling you, say, Andrew is still more popular than Mark. Me no know under which son uno say Mark being more popular than Andrew. Me can't see. Me no see nobody a run down Mark when in the on the road and the woman them a run go hug up Mark. And then next thing too, there are more females in the population and the females them love Andrew more than Mark. The polls continue to say these things. Also, the PNP generally win the popular vote. Andrew win the popular vote this time. The political landscape in the country is changing. You don't have to accept it. Because remember when you tell me, say, you know, anytime PNP go vote and them energize and them united, them win. In 2016, fine. Them say them are going to focus on Andrew House. Then talk about the issues. Andrew House. Then they say because of Andrew House, then now do not debate. The people felt disrespected. Andrew sneaky now win. Because I never have Andrew for win 2016. I thought Portia said, do I look like a loser to you? Well, check me tonight. Check me when the votes are and then Portia, I never expect Andrew for win 2016. That was my prediction. See? I expected Andrew to win 2011. I expected Bruce. So my prediction was 2007, because I'm telling you, the time I started so the thing seriously. Bruce was going to win that. 2011, me I say with that crowd where Andrew up there, so plus him young and vibrant and him a go win. Portia would kill him with it. In 2016, me I say PNP a go win the election. The people then say no. You understand? So we get that wrong. But at the end of the day, me just a call the thing how me see it. We get Dan Anderson then get it wrong, Carl Stone then get it wrong, Blue that then get it wrong. These people are professional people doing the thing scientifically. So even though I am a social scientist by training, because I would have done some amount of this in my course, especially when I did statistical geography in college, we did have to do a lot of this and a lot of polling and stuff as course. Part of my courses of study, plus other courses that I needed to carry out polling research, and so I have a little bit of theoretical knowledge, little bit of practical knowledge in this. But them are the expert and them get it wrong. And I'm even the one crucify. See it in front of you. It is currently 34-29. My predictions were 35-28. Have some respect, man. No, me never. Blue that never get it right because the leader Blue that have and JLP over PNP is them, and just JLP should have win it by about 10, 11, 12 seats. So that not right neither. So Blue that. So even though them say and the JLP was leading, the percentage lead where them did have, them should have win the election by about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seats. You understand? Rosie is asking about the people them will vote. See? The voter turnout was 39 something. I don't remember. But about 900,000 much people vote. And 3 million people are not on the voters list, Rosie. So that's the next thing where we kind of mix up sometimes. You understand? It's not everybody in our population eligible for vote, you know. See? And as me say, a lot of people be fly down, so them going to vote out Andrew or vote for Andrew and them something there. The amount of people, man, me have a G who follow me on Twitter. He man tell me, say, teach, amount of people me say I come vote for PNP, Andrew dead. The amount of people who come vote now going to really affect the election. So it affect a few constituencies, but are the people in my yard. You understand what I mean? 39.9%. And I say I not done go through all of the data yet, and because the entire thing not done, the full record not done yet. See, all right, so 2,778,000 people were eligible to vote, Rose. Mean that they're on the voters list. And then that in itself again, yes, Rick, I vote. See my finger here? Hold on there. Let me go over here, sir. See it here? Still a show. Me not make nobody decide my future for me or my children in future. Me I take the responsibility for myself. You understand? I now make a next man decide my future for me. You now go decide who govern me. Me I go decide that for my. If a child so me make no work out, fine. But me I go make a decision for myself. And as a teacher of social studies, who would have taught government and the electoral system, and it would be remiss of me understanding the importance of voting not to participate in the process, having encouraged and influenced my students in the past to when the time come, be a part of the process. So why wouldn't I? I mean, I have concerns and there are many challenges. However, I would have sat down and decided where we are as a country, where we're coming from, where we need to go, and which group of people I felt were best suited at this point in time to achieve the dream and the goal that I see Jamaica achieving. So it's a simple thing that. You understand? So why people not voting? I'm not sure. But before me tell you anything else, as me did I talk to Rosie. So even though me soon talk to you, Moonlight, give me a minute. We need to do another stream speaking specifically because we have this notion that people now vote too. And there has never been really high voter turnout in Jamaica, you know. Me soon show you that too. Hold on, don't move. Because we have a misconception about the voter turnout compared to in the past when it has been generally low. If we really pay attention to the data, but give me a chance to explain something to you. So the 2,778,000 people who are on the voters list, Rosie, it don't mean say all of them people there are able to vote. Why? Because you have people who would have died and them names still up on the voters list. So that is an issue where the EOJ need to treat with. See? Of the 2,778,000 people who were eligible, only 819,279 people voted, which is 39.43% based on what this let me share the screen too. Not this screen, this screen. See? Oh, I can't see it because of all the screens here. I'm gonna try to carry it down here, so. So this was from one of the crap. Don't do me that. Oh, don't make people answer my business, man. Oh, back. Yeah. Right. Sorry, guys. So see there. 777,800 and 819,279 people voted. But 100,000 more people voted this election than last election, you know. People. At least 100,000 people, 100,000 more people voted this time than last time. So it is just that for whatever reason, a lot of people, some people are saying, there are so many wells. The EOJ need to clean up the voters list. That's one. See? I need to do some more research as to some things that I can't talk about it because I'm not sure. Secondly, our perception of voting is probably a little bit not as true to form as we think. Let me see if I can find something. This is not an official, but it's a general representation of what the actual thing has been versus what we think it is. Let me see if I can find it. Because I tweet so much recently where it's hard to find this. Hold on. When boom. Suppose another third here. Alright. So this is I wish. Boom. So this here that you're looking at. Let me see if I can set it so I see it good. So it kinda hard. Kinda hard to share this away. I forgot probably bring up this. Hold on, let me fix this. Boom. I'm gonna look at my big head for a little bit there. And then my mouse are going like, and do most things right now, So your devil strong. Alright, let me save the picture so I can better manipulate that desktop. Alright, minimize this. Come on, this over here, so. Boom. And here's some more MG. Alright. Give me a minute. Let's try to find some info for you. Kind of show nothing. Because, as I say, I think our... And whilst it is not official data, it is from a source that, based on my observation, is generally accurate. But it's not official. So, bear with me. All right. So, this is showing the voter turnout for all our election years. See? So we're looking then now from 1989. So let's look on that, 1989 to 2025. See? So the amount of people who voted in 1989 was 836,000. Then it declined in 1993 to 675, 1997, 771, it increased. In 2000, it decreased slightly. 2007, it increased again to above 800,000. In 2011, 876,000. In 2016, it increased slightly again. And in 2020, with all of the issues with COVID and all of them something there, infighting in the PNP and thing. And then, so the vote, and then if we look now beyond that, from 62 to 1980, like, and it's not a situation where we have always had 1.5 million people vote. It has not been like that. So whilst the registered voters are there, the percentage of so I'm going to look on the percentage from 89 to 2005. So in 1989, over 1 million people were registered. 1,078,760. And only 800,000 people vote. See? So it is, and this is the first time we're having over 2 million people on the voters list. Well, we have 3 million in, no lie. Yeah, first time we have 2 million people registered and enumerated on the voters list. So we need to look, I will do some research as to what is driving the low voter turnout, but it has been a thing. We have never had an election where 1 million people have gone out to vote. Never. You understand? So, some people, I guess I say, there is no distinction between both parties. Politicians who do nothing for them. Whole heap of things, I guess. I don't know. The voters list itself need to be cleaned up too, because that is kind of skewing the numbers as well. Because I get to understand that even people who would have passed on are still on the list and them something there. Moonlighter said the voters list can't write. What do you mean? And at EOJ information, I say them people that normally vote Moonlight. I don't know. So these things are up for discussion again. And truth be told, I thought based on the energy that I saw around both political parties, that the voter turnout would have been higher this time. Because the PNP seems united, their base seems energized. The same thing for the Jamaica Labour Party. It was going to be an election that would be relatively close. Zane, both parties fighting for the minds and votes of the population. A lot of money would have been spent on the campaign trail, whether directly or indirectly, or them do them thing. You understand? I thought that we were, and when I went to my polling station, my polling station is in my community technically, and my PD, like everybody from my community was 57A or 57B. And it looked like all of them go vote. So I was at the polling station from about 7:45 and I left there almost 11 o'clock. Or minutes to 11, I guess. I think. You understand? So, looking at me, I said, then, I will have people that come vote to them and the thing serious. And then as the day trickled down, me I hear say in about the 11 o'clock, local government turnout was mostly 12% at that time and general election is 14%. And I said, then oh, this looks so 2 o'clock, I see the update, and I said, this looks so. And then I think also the voting process was slow. Annoyingly slow at my polling station. You understand? And some people would have left. Some people left. So I don't know if that was a reflection across a lot of polling stations and thing. So who said that about Hanover? When I tell you say Hanover a 2 seat them I got PNP. Danny, yeah man, me lucky man. I am lucky to predict 35 to 28 seats in a 34 to 29 election at the moment. I am very lucky and I'm okay with that. That's fine. Show me, why you never show me your prediction at the time? And then we compare and contrast. Me appreciate my luck, sir. You understand? So don't worry about that. See? And then after I voted, I brought somebody from my household to Kingston to vote. I brought somebody to Spanish Town to vote. Then do some other run up and down logistic things and them something there. And based on what I say, but I don't know. I thought the voter turnout was going to be, I don't know. Voter suppression in every constituency, come on. Like some constituency, the culture is different. You understand? The demographics is different. The economic status is different. I don't know if voter suppression, I guess there's probably different forms of voter suppression too. So maybe I am oversimplifying probably a complex matter. Could be, I don't know. You understand? I think, I don't know. I think there are probably studies out there on why the voter apathy is so high in the country and the voter turnout so low. Probably I need to spend more time familiarizing myself with, because I'm sure there's probably at least 1 or 2 studies on it and then something there and thing. But Moonlight, that's all right, man. Me not have no problem with that. Me not feel no way about that. You understand? Them be not eat up themselves when I comments on the prediction video for a long time. So it is what it is. As me say, it is not scientific. It is just based on observation, research, and a little common sense. So, I know nothing special either, but it's just what it is. But, I mean, and when the magisterial recount, when the recount done, it could well be the 35-28 that I predicted. Or it could be slightly different. It could be 36-27. Or 35-28 or something. You know where something goes. So one of them things. Some constituents create a beer, a bucket of foul, never run. I thought that the voter turnout was at least going to be 45 and somewhere above. Between 45 and 50. That is what I was saying to myself. You understand? But I guess the people them decide say they not depend what the rest of people then depend and them not have no reason. I don't know, yeah. I don't know. Some people are put off, cause me personally, if I was to follow how me feel about the politics, I wouldn't participate. But it's just that it's my civic duty, and as I say, having taught so many children the importance of participating in the system and choosing a government, like I would be a hypocrite. Plus, I felt that this was a very consequential election, and I wasn't going to be sitting on any fence. I was going to make the decision that I thought was in the best interest of me, my family, and my country. The country that I've given over half of my life in building. Not over half, nearly half. Because, yeah, nearly that. You understand? So, I made that decision, and as I say, my channel will never be about my politics. I hope it never gets there. Be about my political choice or preference, but we will always discuss political issues in a fair, objective way. Who if we get beaten, who if we get ill up, and I just saw the thing set up. See, and also, one of the things I need to pay attention to, as me telling you, the rally, the crowd them at the rally, it's very misleading, because I know a person, I've sat and watched rallies when me know it's a bus load from, so the rally is for Kingston and St. Andrew, but people from St. Catherine pack up in a bus gone there. Those vote, that crowd now reflect the true Kingston and St. Andrew voting cohort. You understand what I'm saying? Say you have a rally at Sam Sharp Square. Still people from Portmore and people from town and downtown and Portland in a bus going on this. So you can't use these things to judge the thing. You understand what I'm saying? Nomination day crowd. These people come from all about. You don't know where they come from. You see what I say? So you can't use that. Zine? Also, a lot of people with the debates, everybody say for them side with the debates. I run a poll on Twitter, and 98% of the people them say the debate, whichever way go don't influence, it not go change how them a vote. You understand? So saying oh me win the debate and I go win the election, crap. That don't make no sense. Foolishness. You understand? So take all of the debate wins where you want. See? So me don't know. What you mean plug it still? Me don't understand what you say. No, man, in Jamaica, if I saw a thing there, Jamaica, I don't teach anymore. You probably don't know that. As I said, I don't really work and advertise my life, but I haven't been a teacher for a while. People just don't know. Because, as I said, my life, personal decisions, really and truly. I have spoken about it before on the channel in live streams, but then something I dwell upon and I go do video upon and them something there. Because at the end of the day, like, my personal life and my public life is two different lives. You understand? No, Danny, you do some research and share it with me. I can't do everything, sir. As an educator, I have learned that it's always important to allow your children. There's a thing called discovery learning. So you have to go discover some things and come share it with the class. I can't do everything. You understand? So do the research and share it with me. I am open to learning. Don't send me out. You see me? Nobody not think them would lose, I guess. And I suppose every party feel like their campaign machinery was well oiled and thing. No. I've always said that I wouldn't teach anywhere outside of Jamaica. If I teach again, it's going to be Jamaica. You see me? Yeah, them not deserve what my country bill give me. That's my thing. Jamaica land I love it, bro. You understand? I gave almost 20 years of my life to the profession. And I am available for nation building too, So if a couple of the ministers want an advisor, I'm available. My area of expertise is geography and environmental science. You understand? But me can advise for entertainment and sports as well. You understand? So if them need advisors, we available. Even the work we work, we have youth to feed. You see me? So, but and truth be told is, teach my question is to the political scientist in you rather than a statement. Well, what's the question, Kali? I've been with me as a political scientist of sorts, you know. I have done some political studies and some observations and some research. So, I not really brand myself as that, but me and listen if me can answer, me answer. I did ask one question before, I miss it, I don't know. Yeah, man, teach, here's my question. Point. 100,000 more people voted. PNP more than double their seats, while JLP lost 15 seats. They're 2/3 majority. So, who really, the JLP win? Because a seats, a first past the post, a seats win election. So, the PNP would have, I'm sure, be very pleased with the gains that they have made. As there's a there's more now a leveling out of the political landscape as we know it to be traditionally. You understand? So the CF seats them for most on both sides kind of intact again for the greatest part, and traditional seats intact. See? So the JLP win the election. And they will form the government because the first to 32, anybody reach 32 first win. So if you even have 32 and a man have 31, is you win. You understand? It's just that governing will be a little bit claustrophobic because your policies and programs are hard for enact, because when it comes to voting in the parliament and then something there, it are go rough. But like it depends on how you look at it. But the Jamaica Labour Party win the election. Them are going to form the government in 3 terms consecutively. And the third term in all democracy is the hardest to win. So for the Jamaica Labour Party to pull off this is bigger than people think. I think at this moment, in a really a register, but history will. This is the first time a Jamaica Labour Party leader has managed to win 3 consecutive terms. With all the Buster and the Shearer and the Sangster and the Siaga and the whole of them, this is the first time. Also, Andrew has beaten every opposition leader he has faced. He beat Portia, he beat Peter Phillips, he beat Mark Golin. These things, when history has been written, will be massive. It's just that we not, when you are the person involved in the history, sometimes it mean much to you, it seem grand to you. But when the history is written in the books that our children and grandchildren will read, these things will be significant. You understand? It is hard in any country to secure a third term because people become tired of you. And the fatigue is great. See, in words, if you have a viable alternative, it is difficult. The reason, and I think why it was easier for PJ to win a third term is because people done with Siaga. If Siaga was able to be the Jamaica Labour Party leader since them time till this time, the JLP would have never win an election. Because people just don't want to see him. Done with him. Done. So the alternative there was no. That is what the people were saying at the time. Despite all the issues facing the People's National Party during the 90s, scandals after scandals after scandals after scandals, NetSurf, Operation Pride, everything, the works, the financial meltdown of the 90s leading to FINS, and they still continue to win elections. Why? Because Edward Siaga was not electable. The Labour right, them are go vex, but it is there for you to see. At that time also, me being a boy, it was evident that people who supported the Jamaica Labour Party were not proud. All of them wasn't proud because, the dirty Labour rights stigma. The political landscape, can't me tell you, when we're targeting, we just are targeting Ergo. It no matter what you feel, but Andrew has transformed the Jamaica Labour Party. All right, I want to watch this and listen to me good. When PNP talk about farmer leader, one place then go, Manly. Manly, the PNP God. You see, 20, 30 years from now, when Labour talk about the Jamaica Labour Party, and you see, just like how PNP talk about Manly, as a Labour right talk about Andrew. History happening in front of our face and we're not paying attention to it, and because of our political biases, you know. Just like how PNP talk about, and let me tell you one of the things when I think hurt the People's National Party a lot in this election of people now pay attention to. The fact that they had the Prime Minister before we served 3 terms, as in PG, and the JLP never did even have that before. It is a little sting to them if they say Andrew achieved that too. Look here. 30 years on the road, it will be wholeness Labour right. Just like our Manly comrade, remember me telling you now. Because when they attack all sort of foolishness because on the political biases. Facts are facts and history cannot be what you think it is. It have to be what it is. Andrew Holness has transformed the Jamaica Labour Party. People are now happy to associate and say me a Labourite. That wasn't the case when me a boy I grew up. As long as Edward Seaga lived, he would have never been Prime Minister again. Because people don't... The moment it changed, Bruce Golding won the election. And against PJ, you know, mark you. But the moment there was a change on the Jamaica Labour Party side, they won the election. I mean, them things are a history. I mean, I thought nothing where new to Uni, you know. But uno be not overlook these things. Siaga would have never become Prime Minister again unless money over a PNP gave me. He was not electable. A history class today, I don't know. Just like how PNP God and Michael Manley, Labour right God has become and will become Andrew Holness. Whatever you want to say about him, that is where it's at. History in front of the face. You understand what I say? He has done what no Jamaica Labour Party leader has ever done before. He has made people ready to say them a Labour right. When we talk these things, we don't talk these things because of our feelings, and we talk these things because they are factual. White collar boss, I never know something. Would it be okay if I was a PNP, my friend? Because only some people are afforded their political choice in this country, me notice, you know. The choice is only for some. As me I say to you now, whether you want to like it here or not, and also, when the 3rd term is finished, whether Andrew decides to seek re-election or not, when history is written, Andrew Holness will go down in history as one of the greatest prime ministers in the history of the country. You can cuss as much as you want now. But when the history book come, Andrew Holness will go down as one of the greatest prime ministers in the history of Jamaica. That is how the history books will be written. Because people say nothing now go on, you know. But murders are down 43, 4, 5, 6% compared to whenever and steady in the last 3 years. That is not nothing, you know. That is significant. The debt to GDP ratio has moved from 100 and probably 60% to now 60%. Significant. The NIR has never been where it's at now. Remember, I say nothing now go on, you know. How many police stations have been built and refurbished in the past couple of years? How many health centers has been rebuilt or refurbished? Spanish Town Hospital I work on, Cornwall, we know the issues around Cornwall. The adolescent hospital we are built, the burnt unit, look here, look here. Urban Center out of Morant Bay, Urban Center come other places, St. James Mobile Perimeter Road, this, that, what not. Look here, when history is written, it's not about what you want to be there, but it's about what will be there. And whether you like it or not, that is going to be a part of our history. That is all me have to say. See me? As me say, growing up, me always hear Jamaica a PNP country. I've seen many things to suggest that. But I've also seen where if Jamaica is still PNP country, the capital has changed. Unemployment is at its low. There's some, say, based on the amount of time you work per week, and them say unemployment, the number not really. But poverty, based on what statins say, the poverty rate, unemployment rate are the lowest they have ever been in history. But when I say, don't now go on. I understand, say, the economic recovery and stability where has been celebrated by international entities and the man in the street now necessarily feel it. I nah say no, but you can't say nothing now go on. And when time has come and Andrew Holness's political book is closed, he will go down in history. Despite all some questions and very valid questions around his statutory declaration situation, because I read the report page for page, and there are some gray areas in that report. Quite a few gray areas in the report. Labor rights now go please, but is it truth? You understand? Really and truly, it is not a good look for the Prime Minister of the country's financial affairs to be under so much scrutiny. That is a blot against him. You understand? There are some things in the report where I am no financial expert, Zane, but just common sense would then say to me, say, some gray areas in this. But despite all of those things, whether you like him or you hate him, whether you agree or disagree, so things are happening. When history is written, his name will be there and very prominently. And it's going to be above a lot of people want to consider as God in our politics. Can't say me never tell you, know. Because we are taught the things just like the prediction, we are call it for what it is. I saw the thing set up. You understand what I say? So irrespective of your political preference or your choice, Zane, and it's obvious, the People's National Party were, I've never seen where they took the achievement booklet and said what's set in there of Augusta. So there is that. The PNP's plans were designed around the fact that the economy is doing well. Because there are things that we expect the economy to be doing this, the economy has been doing this, so we can do this. So, I say, and the PNP leader, I say, and the finance spokesperson for the PNP, I say, because of what the economy is doing, we can give you a $3.5 million tax break. We can have $1 billion fund for this, $1 billion fund for that, $1 billion fund for the fund. Because the economy is doing well, but you say, not now. Like, me find these things strange. That's why I say, only in our echo chamber, I don't know, call the things them as they are. These promises that were being put forward by the PNP were being put forward on the premise that the economy is doing well. Who has been administering over the economy for the past 10 years? Come on, man. I could talk the thing for what it is. I see people go as far as, and these are some of the things that turn me off. People, So when the crime rate is high and murder, Jamaica, the murder capital of the world, and everybody reference Jamaica in a negative way. Yes, we are murder capital. The government not do enough. The murder numbers have started to trend down. And then educated people who may know all as high school principal are saying in the name of politics that the JCF are falsifying the murder numbers in the country. But when the figures were high, they were correct. But now they are trend. We no need to do better. And of them things are why we always quarrel when we come over here. You're free to support the party of your choice. But it is also okay to accept that your party has failed. The next party failed, but them also do good things. All right, do good things. Nothing wrong with that. But me not go down there yet. We have many streams to come with these things. I hate hypocrisy. You understand what I'm saying? I hate that. So the numbers only right when them negative. But when it starts show positive, them wrong. Wanna move. Move. Fast. You understand? When unemployment did high, the number them right. But when starting say low, the number them wrong. Me not understand it. You see me? I had no reason to disbelieve that the numbers were high when the JCF were releasing the murder figures. So why now would I have a reason to mark you? I will look and say, boy, you know the numbers them say that, but the ground feel a little weird different. Because I used to say that. But at no point could I say the JCF was releasing wrong number because me I try to push a political agenda. I don't like them something there. Personally, but that's tell you my personal view, you know. See it? It is okay to say, hear what? It's a good thing, and one of the persons I found very refreshing during the debates is Dr. Dana Morris. And let me tell you why. And I think a lot of politicians can learn from her. Every time she was asked a question about a particular issue, she was very much ready to say that, yes, this is an issue, we need to do better, we need to fix it, instead of pretending like everything is rosy. Big up Rosie. It was refreshing to hear a politician accept that the thing is not as perfect as people want it to look like. I found that extremely refreshing. Yes, we accept that this issue has been long-standing and we endeavor to why can't we be like that? Make you lose no sleep, you know? How can you campaign, say not now go on, but then your campaign say, what you plan to do is because I want to go on. That can't make no sense to me. Me not understand that. Me personally not understand that. That's very confusing approach if you ask me. So, but hey, the people have spoken. At this point in time, the numbers are 34. Come on for the screen. 34-29. The official recount is on the way. And we will see. I know at least 2 seats will be subjected to magisterial recount. Central Kingston and St. Mary Southeastern. So the PNP won those seats. So let's see if they will have those seats when the final count comes, or if those seats will go over the next side and thing. Parliament has gotten boring with the 49-14 seats. See? The government had a bit of a honeymoon period because the opposition wasn't as robust as it used to be. So for the benefit of the country in terms of keeping people on their toes, assuming they got parliament, then when them forgo, that augurs well for discussions and national policies and programs. Also, it will cause the government to be a little bit more humble. Hold on. Yeah, peeps. The government now will have to be a little bit more accommodating. They will have to listen more to the general population because there has been a number of times when I think there was a bit of my way or the highway. And I mean, governance is sometimes you have to just make the decision even if it's not popular. But and also, interestingly, a lot of the leadership of the People's National Party is now back in Parliament. Their Gensec is back there. Senior people like Bunting and Crawford will be back there. You understand? Ian Hales and these people have experience and they would, as it relates to being a part of the legislature before and stuff. So I think these things are good for democratic process and our democracy. So it's good to see a strong, viable opposition again. Because the 1449 thing was not it. You understand? The constitutional reform, well, it never got through with 1449, so I don't see it getting any easier. What they need to do is find common ground and consensus. And I suppose some form of compromise will have to be had as we go along. But they just need to figure out what is best, the best approach, and come to some common ground and these things and move the country forward. At the end of the day is well, I am assuming that everybody wants what is best for Jamaica. Different people see what is best differently. But ultimately, I think the end goal for everybody, I would hope, is for a better Jamaica. And the people have spoken, even though just 39% of them, they decide to go and speak and they have spoken. And historically so, a third term for a Jamaican Labour Party. I think this is the only third term that has ever happened in the country. I think PJ was the only other person who got a third term. And things. So we'll see what happens in the next 5 years. The government need to understand that, hey, you were elected to provide representation. Provide that, man. Yeah, son. I don't know what I'm going to my room, bro. You see me? And thing. We have a far way to go. We have come away, but we have a far way to go as a country. We are far behind, that is a problem. Because successive political parties have failed us as a country. Both of them, repeatedly. Because both of them has had their turns at power for various lengths of time. Whether consecutively or collectively. And because we are where we are now, it means that we have been failed as a nation a lot of times. You understand? We are still suffering and struggling from decisions that were made in the 70s and 80s and 90s and early 2000s. The amount of corruption and scandals that have faced this country and the amount of money taxpayers have lost due to scandals and corruption schemes on the years that would have robbed our children and our grandchildren. You understand? So I just want a country where me think my children and grandchildren will have a good life living in. Sometimes it takes a longer time than it should, but ultimately, whosoever get us there, that's what I want to reach. You understand? I am only passing through, we're only here for a while, and in that time, we need to make the best decision where we think that benefits us, as in us and our children. Everybody decide that. 49% of the voters decided that in favor of the PMP. Just 50 mash seat here. I think we can show which one. What was your son? This is the preliminary count. 49.4% of the votes were for the PNP and 50.6% So far, 403,191 votes were cast for the PNP, and 413,502 were cast for the Jamaica Labour Party. So, and them things, and even if the JLP win the election, them normally, or the PNP normally win the popular vote. As I said to you, the political landscape has changed and it continues to change. Again, I repeat, in the past, even if the JLP win the election by multiple seats, the People's National Party generally wins the popular vote. The Jamaica Labour Party at this point in time, with the preliminary counts done, has secured the popular vote. So, take from that what you will. Yes, and let's not forget we are 5 years away from the time frame. Yeah, Vision 2030. King Harry, what are you doing, my bro? Vision 2030, if we go push back to both Vision 2035 still, my friend. You understand? There are some goals and outcomes where, I mean, and that probably sound overly pessimistic, but if we plan to achieve all the goals in Vision 2030, we need one next 5 years. Remember, we lose about 3 years to COVID out of vision plan, you know. You understand? The losses from COVID, whether it was learning loss, economic loss, mental loss, all sort of loss, emotional, COVID was a reset of the planet in a family. You understand? Like, just a reset button press, and would need for, we suffered a lot of losses. I think the greatest loss was from the education sector in COVID. The learning loss was massive. You understand? Being a teacher at that time, I would have seen it. Not only just being a classroom teacher, I was HOD at the time for the humanities department. So all the data had to come through me to go present to admin. So I had to be assessing and analyzing the data on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. Zane? Hey, John, what are you doing, my bro? Big up yourself, man. It's good to see you. So, learning loss during COVID will take at least a decade to level out itself. That is what I think. You see me? And we were struggling with numeracy and literacy and comprehension and analytical skills and all of the other things before that. You have many children who stopped going to school in COVID and no more school for them until them school years, high school years done. Many. Even at the primary school level. Like, you would be surprised how many children stop going to school. I'm not sure of the time frame, to be honest with you, Bugatti. That's a good question. It's a very good question. I need to check. Zane? So we have a far, as I say, COVID set us back a lot, economically, educationally, emotionally, all sort of alley. But we are on the path to recovery, and we should, appreciate that as a nation, because I think we handled the COVID situation better than many countries, to be honest with you. Maybe I am biased being Jamaican, but from my memory, I think and observing what was going on around the world, I think we did better than a lot of countries. And also to see election campaigning being done and some things that had to be done, in my view, in COVID, them little things that turned me off to. It's a next story for you next time. Like, sure. Peace, big up on yourself. As I say, the predictions are just that. It is my predictions as to how I thought the thing would go. And it is extremely close. 1 seat difference on both sides. Zane, even though in my predictions, some of the actual winners I got wrong and losers, but them balance out themselves almost exactly off suit the number prediction that I had. So I accept that I got some wrong. as I knew I would have, because me can't vote for everybody. I can cast one vote. You see me? So it is what it is. But we have been doing this on a local level before now. Maybe predicting a general election like this is the first I kind of call it like that. But it is what it is. Teacher correct about Jamaica doing better than many nations. Yeah, I see it. You understand? I was watching global news right through, you know. You see me? So it's what it is. We have a far way to go. As the Ballad of 65 said, the roads are rocky and the hills are steep. The macca scratches and the gullies deep. Them something that we are deal with, see me. You understand what I say? Not even close to where we need to be, but the journey continues. People would have decided who they wanted to bring them along for the next 5 years. Life goes on irrespective of whether the party that you voted for win or the MP. Some of these MPs, I tweeted before the election that some of these MPs would have sat down complacent for 5 years and they're going to learn that to whom much is given, much is expected. So said, so done. A lot of them wasted them time and them find out. I have some MPs who are still on borrowed time, even though they won their seats for both parties. You understand? If you realize some constituency, the margins are closing. Zine. So I think with social media and people having a voice and the power of social media, politicians again are starting to realize that you're elected to serve, man. The people don't serve you. Bro, the election was rigged. Report the info where you have to EOJ and the police, my friend. I don't have any evidence to support that, so there you go. You see me? It is so easy to say something sometimes, isn't it? But if you have the evidence, link EOJ, man, and the police and make them take it from there. You see me? But it's what it is. A lot of people came in to vote. There has been a lot of discussion around that. Some people think it's okay, some people think it's not. There was also a conversation about, I think it was a proposal in the PNP manifesto that members of the diaspora could be a senator. I don't agree with that half of the bat. And I know a lot of people watch me from the diaspora. I'm put this straight here. I'm talk to them. I know I say this, someone might feel away. But if you are making laws in Jamaica, you should live in Jamaica. And I will never back down from that position. I have no problem because different people leave Jamaica for different reasons and some plan to come back at the yard. And if you go look it for your family and you're on the voters list and you wish to help decide the future, fine. But you can't live out of Jamaica and want to make laws in a Jamaica. That will never sit well with me. You understand what I say? So the laws that you make, you feel live with them too. You know, make them and left. I may understand the conversation about and people like when you send remittance, the government, the country benefit through taxes and things, but are your people that may send money to? So me and people are say certain things that I'm going to stop sending money, then your family are going to suffer. I mean, the country are going to suffer a little too because the country make money from the remittance, but is your family you send money to really, you know? So the country benefit from it. So all of them things. If you live in the diaspora and you're on the voters list and you want to have your voice heard, you come vote, I am okay with that. But you not going to be a lawmaker and live here. You have to live here. You can't make law then run gone from the law where you make. No. Me not depend that. You understand? I know some people are going to fix. I couldn't care less. You're okay to believe what you want to believe in, and if you disagree, that is totally fine. You understand? If you agree, that is neither here nor there with me. Me not seek no agreement. See? Me I tell you what me think, and that will never sit with me. Right. You make laws, you have to dare it. See? If you come and vote and left, me okay with that on a level. Fine. But you can't be a senator. So if we have senator in a diaspora, they might as well have MP too. That no make no go on here, man. Peeps, big up on yourself. Me talk to you soon. I think I need to do a call-in stream. It will be interesting to hear people's views on things and the election itself. Because I just my voice on our ear tonight. So maybe tomorrow I do a call-in stream if them not take a number there out of panda chip there and sitting there. Because say, you know what thing go. I don't know. But I'm good as do that. So when I set to own law, plug it, move from here, sir. Move, sir. You understand? Set your own law where you live. You understand? When you come to Jamaica, come live, fine. Be a senator all you want. Not a problem. But you cannot live here and want to make law for you. That don't make no sense, brother. To me anyways. So if you have a senator who live in a diaspora, then I can run for one constituency and fly out after I win. Tell me that not no sense. But I just want to review that. I know some people in the diaspora are very, very touchy and get offended quickly when people say these things. If you want to make laws for Jamaica, come to Jamaica to live. Whilst you are doing whatever you're doing, you are assisting the country's development. We appreciate that. I appreciate that. You understand? But you can't want to live here and want to make law for you. Move with that. And I am very unapologetic about that. See, manuscript, big up yourself, you know. It go on with a little thing. And some seats still not official yet still. So I could be a little bit further away or a little bit closer. So make we see what go on now. But as I say, I would have sat down over a week to make those predictions. And as a GC, I just lucky still. But I appreciate the local luck. You understand what I say? Because I see some other prediction when I say then, I wonder if I feel me wrong. Yo, this is some man with some prediction where all I say 61 to 2 seats, 60 to 3 seats, 50 to 10 seats. There was nothing happening in the country for such a dramatic swing either way. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. There was no wind of change that was so strong. There may have been a breeze, but there was no wind of change that was so... There was no Manat Phelps and Philip type of vibes. I go on. You understand what I say? It wasn't. There was no PNP infighting and divisiveness a go on, or JLP. There was no indicator there to suggest that either party could win so many seats. 40 odd seat, 50 odd seat. Come on, man. Like, we can do these things logically and rationally, you know. We don't have to be blinded by our preferences all we. We can't just call it thing for what it is. You understand what I say? But big up on yourself. As I say, my political choice is mine, and I won't bring my political choice to my channel because my channel was not built around my political choice. Not like channels that started out doing other things and then they become an arm of a JLP or an arm of a PNP. That will never happen before someone let down a channel. You understand what I say? And go do my political thing differently. But while the channel is in operation, irrespective of what I do outside of the channel, my political preference and choices will not be discussed or mentioned on my channel. Zine? Other channels, if they want to do that, it's up to them. But I, as a matter of principle, you guys didn't subscribe for my political choice or preference. When I subscribe, because I discuss the things that may affect Jamaica, I interview some people, I do some things there and everywhere, and I like that. And that way, so we are keep a thing. So it now going to be JLP FM or PNP FM. Never. You understand? Because at the end of the day, anybody slip or get the whip. That's simple. Straight nagging, straight flagging from them nagging. We no business. You understand? And that will never change no matter which color and no matter who we vote for. And worse if me vote for you and you come with the foolishness, you betray trust when me put in a family. Dead around here, you know. You understand? So, that's my thing there. Big up on yourself, people. We appreciate the support. Big up to the people them when the things of the prediction then it make sense. Big up to the people them when say the predictions them never make no sense. You understand what I say? Big up to the people them when never sure. Big up to the people them when think we are fool. Big up to the people when think we look a bit sensible. We are right with everybody. I love. You understand what I say? At the end of the day, all of we are Jamaican, irrespective of our political views. And also, as I said that, we have come a far way politically. We are starting to mature as a nation. The things that when we used to hear as a child growing up, I used to see as a young boy. Can make me catch look like tail and anything, you know. Or me sensibly enough. We see people now hug up on a party and a whole a vibe, different colour, and it think not so bad again. We give thanks to that, a far where I come from. You see, pray? And think, Portia Bank said JLP so corrupt so bad. Okay, cool. Scotty, she alright, you know. Me not know. She have some business, but me don't know if me want trouble. She's okay. She's fine. But people business are not my business. But she busy. You understand? So me ask her if me can talk her business. And she say yes, me talk her business. And she say no, me still talk her business because I did ask her. And from me ask her, she knows me I talk her business. So might as well she tell me yes. But me I ask her first, you know. But whether she say yes or no, me I got talk it. You understand? So, I this or that too. So, then I stream again. Then I stream tomorrow night. I call her tomorrow and ask her if I can talk her business. If she say no, I talk it. If she say yes, I talk it because I ask her. So, me couldn't know. But she's fine. She's totally fine. You understand? She has just been busy on her timing. And then because I now stream consistently too, and it's a lot. You understand? Big up, and as I said that, you know, big up to the people them where reach out from time to time and just say, teach, big up yourself or I go on. See? I appreciate that. Because sometimes, you know, all we have with life and with challenges, people might not think so, but one day I'll level with you on some stuff what we deal with on a daily basis for the past 5 years. Probably 3 out of the 5 years. See, no more time kind of put you in a little zone and you just not even bother want to talk to nobody or see nobody, man. You just go and do some things and keep it going and them something there. See, I appreciate it, the ones them where every now and then reach out, link forward, even if I don't get to reply to the message. Because truth be told, sometimes the message them pile up and the missed call them pile up, and but we're still there. We're all right. I mean, health-wise, we're okay. Wealth-wise, we still a work on that. But all our challenges in different ways. You wouldn't know my challenges because I wouldn't tell you. If you don't know, you don't know. Because we don't really, as I said, with private life, we kind of keep that on a level. I am very selective with what I share. So the overshare thing is a real thing. But one day, we talk about some things, and then also you will learn why I'm kind of, you know, so passionate about some other things where one probably never realize is kind of linked to some other things, and you know, it's something to go. But one of them time, but they do some fathering and keep the thing going and them something there. But big up on yourself. I want to love every time. I think I'll be streaming tomorrow night. See, maybe the count probably done by them time. And then maybe me take some call. If they not sell me number. I think I've been tapping it up monthly though, but boy, maybe miss some months, yeah. But me soon. I appreciate the ones that tune in. Big up on yourself. For the new subscribers, welcome to the side here now. We try to keep the thing on a little level. Kind of reason from a different angle and perspective. We kind of lower the emotions as best as we can. Because I know we are human and we get emotive sometimes. But we try to stick to facts over feelings. You understand? And function over opinion. You know when something go. Plug it, big up yourself, you know. Hey, me I go do that, you know, because I kind of did wake up early this morning. Teach them a quota that, man. I try. Speak up yourself, you know, where, bro. Manners and respect, you know. Rosie, everybody. Nadine, how are you? King Harry, Trivia, big up on yourself. Paper plate. Near the word. Kareem, big up yourself and my bro. All of the people that in the building. But I appreciate the continued support and you know something though. We're there go on. You understand? The nation business continue. We hope for the next 5 years to be productive. And, you know, there'll be a lot more representation of the people and the people's needs and their interests from all MPs on both sides. And the MP, them have this next thing too. I can tell you of one MP who I know will lose because of people he alienated. You are elected. I know it's only some people vote for you now. But when you win the seat, you are representing everybody in the constituency. You can't just vote for you. You're going to have a problem. My philosophy on that, I try convince who never vote for me if you vote for me. So, me and uno out there. You understand what I say? And who vote for me, I make sure I steady that off so them feel like me there with them. Me there for them. Them know that. And you build a thing and build a thing and build a thing. You understand? You have man with flip one constituency and never lose it because them build a relationship with the people. Stop alienate people and stop talk about who never support you when you had this and that and serve the people them, man. Everybody in the constituency won't vote for you. Ask Andrew. Even Mark. Zane, Mark constituency. Some people vote for G. That Mark constituency is South St. Andrew. Let me tell you now. The G get 1,183 votes. You understand what I say? So, and everybody down there vote for Mark. So Mark still have to look after the next people them. Whenever vote for him. And likewise, everybody else in every constituency. Down at West Kingston, Kingston Western. Let me tell you what go on. Zine, Joseph Witter get 1,364 votes. Desmond McKenzie need to make sure so them people they get representation too. Ricardo Williams as an independent get 34 votes. I don't think he's an independent, it's JPP. It's actually a political party. You see me? So everybody forget representation, man. I want to stop the foolishness. At modern times, we know. That's why someone who can't retain a seat. Because we're silly. You understand what I say? Oh, me wanna look after who vote for me. Me I try to convince who never vote for me if vote for me. That's what I'm telling you saying now. You see, if me ever take up this politics thing and they make me get a foot in this, you ever see curry stain and Guinness mix up together and stain on a white shirt, can't get me out. Peeps, good night. Big up on yourself. The UIC no need no video, brother. UIC them not serious about no life. The UIC spend most of them political life a complain instead of campaign. You understand? It's always complaining. They got an opportunity to make some inroads in the thing and them spend most of the time a complain. People that blacklist them, this leverage the power of social media, man. Most of the campaigning from both political parties were done on social media. You understand? See, in order to crack the thing, you have to go work twice as hard or thrice as hard as the parties that are established. You know? Put your shoulders to the wheel, man. And your foot to the ground. And stop complaining. And get around. Peeps, big up on yourself. Walk good. Step with Jah. Safe travel upon the gravel.
Hey man, if you know so again, they represent for the big bad, teach them. So we say teach them, entertain them, educate them, and teach them all the while and never stop what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Then all me gonna end up like Kern and me not believe people in light bulb them pluggy.
Living conditions. Senseless.
I'm going to serve my people, not to serve myself, you know.
Oh no, we don't want no more bloodshed. We don't want no more youth dead. We look at Jamaica where we love, bring it back to what it was. Too much youngsters and
then you couldn't want to see me in a parliament about with my ugly self, sir. Forever upon it. No.
You can't make life and no still a take life. Say you want.
Oh, Chelsea, look. Work in progress. We're still not there yet. You understand? I'm still thinking there are some areas that needed to be addressed in the transfer window that wasn't, but I could say. But not there yet. Top 4 should. but not to challenge at this point in time.
It's by gunman. That's the way.
I will have people in the age and me did have her lose.
Teach them. Down in the ghetto where we born and grow. No daddy, I just from mother one we know. Every day she say me son,
Protect your life.
vampires and blood.
Or Brazil mash up chili tree love. Me I forgot watch the replay of this. My side I play and me a stream.
Make sure you listen to your mama.
Miss Dan Harris, pick up yourself anyway, you know. Manners. Man, okay, if you watch, big up yourself. Michaela, if you watch, big up yourself. I appreciate the support. Moya, good night. I appreciate the support. We don't want no more youths dead. Lady Ali, I think we did say in the stream, you know, big up yourself, you know. They don't want more time me name them flies so fast.
Take a look at the rainbow.
Lady Joan Gray, it's been a minute, you know. Hope all is well. You can't make life.
Life and on still I take life. Say you a murderer one day you must pay the price. Life is so hard. Every day.
Gandhi, big up yourself anyway, son up my brother. Manners and respect. Peeps. Lady Jackie, good night. Big up on yourself. I see you tomorrow night, you see me? Put credit on the phone. Or if you not call me on WhatsApp, make sure it's on the internet good. That's no problem to you know. Me I want you know on the call. Good night. Peace and love. I want.